Till I pay my dues affiliated to this paper. I need freedom from my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping out just to unfamiliar coordinates. Topped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red is not one trillip. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing. I'm so wavy I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated forging lines. Claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang was different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound. Got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron. Better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas out ball it, block it. Trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life. Don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Dig ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. If I say it twice, then I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. You know, co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everyone who is in the building early. Hope you guys had a happy new year. It is T-1 today, all right? T-1. You know what I'm saying? After today, 364 days to you know what. 364 days to you know what. And we starting out with something. Right? So what everybody should do is take the number that you started with, divide how much you have right now by that number. And each of those numbers should grow at the very least to the amount of growth that you had last year, at the very least. Now, let me ask you guys this question. If you do that and your portfolio grows at the same pace as it did last year, will that at least put you at $100,000? If it will, throw some flames in the chat. If it will not, put a sad face in the chat. Now, that's a conservative goal, right? That's a conservative goal. We got work to do. You know what I'm saying? We got work to do. All right. Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said, yep, mean the total wallet, right? Yep. So take what you have right now today and divide it by what you started with, right? Now, the number that you get, right, So say, for instance, you divide it and you get 3, and you started with 1,500. Take 3 1,500s and expand each of those 1,500s to what you have right now. That's at bare minimum what you should have 300 on day 365. At bare minimum, I'm willing to guess that that'll put everybody at the very least at $100,000. If I'm correct, throw some flames in the chat. If I'm not correct, then throw some angry faces in the chat. All right. Before we get into all that, if y'all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. If you guys have not hit that bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. Also, please share the stream to your social media, wherever you're watching from. All right. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Laser eyes today. Laser eyes until December 31st. All right. Laser eyes until December 31st. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. And shout out to everybody else who is in the chat who has not said anything yet. All right. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at some news clips about the prospectus of cryptocurrency in the United States in 2025 under a Trump presidency. All right. Let's take a look.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at crypto this morning. And as you can see, Bitcoin is well above $100,000 right now. Crypto seeing a major boom since President-elect Donald.
My man, Tom Foolery Show. What's good with it? What's going on with it? I didn't know you was into crypto, bro. I did not know you was into crypto. Stick around. Stick around.
Trump's election victory. The president-elect's son and Trump Organization Executive Vice President Eric Trump said at a Bitcoin conference in Abu Dhabi earlier this week that his father will transform the U.S. into, quote, the crypto capital of the world, and he'll be an unbelievable ally to the industry. Joining me now is the Digital Chamber founder and CEO, Perianne Boring. Perianne, great to see you.
Hey, good morning, Maria.
Do you agree that President Trump will create such a backdrop, making the U.S. the crypto capital of the world?
Well, so far, what President-elect Donald Trump has proposed, what he's outlined to our community, would absolutely solidify the United States leadership in the digital asset and blockchain technology ecosystem.
Now, let me ask you guys this. This is what I was talking about the quote-unquote cryptangibles, right? Did you hear what she said? What Trump has, quote-unquote, outlined to our community. Did you guys hear that? If you guys heard that, give me a thumbs up. If you did not hear that, give me a thumbs down.
Now is the Digital Chamber founder and CEO, Perianne Boring. Perianne, great to see you.
Hey, good morning, Maria.
Do you agree that President Trump will create such a backdrop, making the U.S. the crypto capital of the world?
Well, so far, what President-elect Donald Trump has proposed, what he's outlined to our community, would absolutely solidify the United States leadership in the digital asset and blockchain technology ecosystem. He gave his famous Bitcoin speech in Nashville just a couple of months ago, and he talked about creating a stockpile, a Bitcoin stockpile on behalf of the United States. He's discussed aligning tax policy to drive more economic activity into this space, and he wants to clear up a lot of these regulatory friction points for the industry. The U.S. Has driven out crypto activity under the Biden administration. We need leadership at the very, very top to bring these markets back to the United States, and everything we've seen so far is certainly aligned with that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned what's going on globally, because that's really a key. President Trump has backed that speech up, with naming some key positions here. And Paul Atkins, who's coming in for the SEC, has been very...
So now, I want to, again, we've outlined this before, but I want to make sure that you guys understand and see what's going on here. Do you see how the cryptocurrency bought into the Trump presidency? And as a result, they got that quid pro quo. There's a lot of pro-crypto politicians being installed into the government. Do you guys see that? If you guys see that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys do not see that, then give me a thumbs down. I want you guys to pay very close attention. And I want to ask you guys this question. Did the cryptocurrency community, quote unquote, do politics right in 2024? If they did, give me a thumbs up. If they did not, give me a thumbs down. And if you can't give me a thumbs up in the chat, please give me a thumbs up on the video. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the bell and share the stream to your social media.
Adamant, repeatedly arguing that excessive SEC enforcement has caused leading edge crypto developers to look to Asia and Europe rather than the United States. Trump also brought in former Republican commissioner for the CFTC and current head of a venture capital fund, Brian Quintenz, reportedly emerging as a top contender to lead the CFTC under President Trump. He also, as I mentioned, nominated Paul Atkins to succeed Gary Gensler as the next chairman of the SEC. Perry, I want to ask you about that because the word on Wall Street seems to be that his nomination is likely to bring Democrats to the table for crypto legislation and market structure because they want to see more clarity in terms of who's overseeing the crypto industry. Right now, you've got confusion between the SEC, the CFTC, and others who want a piece of the oversight.
Yeah, there certainly has been a turf war between the SEC and the CFTC over recent years. There's been confusing and conflicting statements from the commissioners, the chairs, the officials at the SEC and the CFTC saying cryptocurrencies are regulated under the SEC's jurisdiction. CFTC is saying the same thing. So this creates a lot of risk for businesses who want to be compliant, who want to follow the law, who want to do the right thing. If you don't know who your regulator is, how do you do that?
Now, I want to ask you guys this question. How did the cryptocurrency get all of this? The cryptocurrency community get all this stuff? The cryptocurrency community got all this stuff specifically for them. How'd they do it? How'd they do it? Favorable legislation, friendly politicians, sit-down meetings at Mar-a-Lago with the president. Now, mind you, crypto is an industry that's been under scrutiny for a very long time. Ripple's price was literally held back by the United States government. How did things change? How did this all happen? Did this all just fall out of the sky? Was this an airdrop? Like what happened here?
And this is a huge part of what's driven the industry out of the United States. I've worked very closely with both Quintenz and Paul Atkins over a number of years. Paul Atkins is actually one of our advisory board members at the Digital Chamber. He is absolutely committed to bringing that regulatory clarity. Brian Quintenz is a former CFTC commissioner. He's got technical expertise. He has industry expertise. That checks a lot of boxes in terms of who's going to lead the agency. Quintenz famously called for a self-regulatory agency back in 2018 for the digital asset market. So he's not new to this space. He's shown great expertise. I think he'd be a great champion, and Paul Atkins certainly as well. So these are great potential new heads of the agencies, and it's certainly putting us in the right step. Personnel is policy in Washington, and having the right people in place is critical.
And to that end, Trump has also tapped former PayPal chief operating officer and co-founder of Kraft Ventures, David Sachs, to be his White House AI and crypto czar. Arkansas Congressman French Hill, who has been picked to lead the House Financial Services Committee, plans to lead an investigation into Operation Choke Point 2.0, the alleged debanking.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many people have heard of Operation Choke Point 2.0 or either Operation Choke Point 2, Operation Choke Point 1.0? If you guys have heard of those things, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't, then give me a thumbs down.
Of a crypto company. But I want to get your take on what this could mean for the oversight of crypto, Perrianne, because there is some expectation on Wall Street that Doge comes in and starts cleaning house here as well. You just talked about the confusion between the Securities and Exchange Commission and the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, and who's really in charge in terms of oversight. Would you, as a participant in this industry, support a merger of the SEC and the CFTC, which is what one of the analysts I spoke with recently is talking about? He's watching to see if Paul Atkins gets behind that idea to merge the CFTC into.
Shout out to Jay the Greatest. Jay the Greatest says no, he hasn't heard of Operation Choke Point. Is there anybody else that hasn't heard of Operation Choke Point? One of the things that we will do if we hit these goals is we will do a stream, and I will also do a video explaining what went on during Operation Choke Point. Very, very interesting. Business warfare in the United States.
To the SEC, he says Congress has rejected that idea previously, but Trump's Doge Commission could view it as a cost savings, Perianne.
Well, if we're looking at it through the Department of Government Efficiency, we are one of the only countries in the world that has a separate securities and derivatives or futures regulator. So there's certainly an efficiency argument to make to bring the two agencies together. And given that there's been so much conflict between the two and a turf war between the two, I can certainly see why this would be appealing to industry. This is something that has been talked about at the highest levels of the incoming administration. It likely would take congressional support to get this done. This is not a conversation that Congress is currently having, so that certainly will be a challenge. But I love how Elon Musk and Vivek are looking to bring forward proposals to shake things up in D.C. I think this is what is needed. That's the point of Doge, and I think this should be on the table.
Yeah, but real quick before you go, Perry, we've been talking a lot about oversight. I want to ask you just about prices in general. We had David Towell on the other day, and he said he believes Bitcoin is going to $250,000 by the end of next year.
So when she says by the end of next year, she's talking about December 31st, 2025. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many of you all think that Bitcoin will be at $250,000 by December 31st of 2025? If you guys think that that's an accurate prediction, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think that that's an accurate prediction, give me a thumbs down and also give me a number. All right.
And you say?
Maybe he's not bullish enough. The stock to flow model says it's going to be at over 800,000 by the end of next year. If Donald Trump is successful in putting forth a lot of the proposals that he's proposed to the community, the sky is the limit because Bitcoin has a fixed supply.
Now, sounds great, right? Sounds great. Let me ask you guys this question. How many people watching this live stream right now would benefit from a quote unquote either $250,000 Bitcoin or an $800,000 Bitcoin? If you would benefit from either of those things, throw some flames in the chat. All right. So now next, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at quote unquote democracy now. All right. And we're going to see what democracy now has to say, because they're talking about big tech backs Trump to cut taxes, boost crypto, and replace workers with AI. Oh, man. So let's check this out, right? Let's check this out. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Is that what's happening? If you ask me, regardless of who's the president, AI is going to replace human labor in the workforce anyway, right? That's going to happen anyway. So I don't know if that's something that I would lay directly onto Trump. Now, as far as quote unquote boost crypto, hey, go for it, bro. Take it to the moon as far as I'm concerned, right? Let's go. Shout out to AJ. What's good with you, bro?
Please support our work at democracynow.org/give.
Shout out to PD. What's good with it, bro?
Democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman. We look now at the influence of Silicon Valley and the tech billionaires and the incoming Trump administration as tech companies line up to support the president-elect, a major difference from his first term.
Tech companies are lining up. They're lining up to support Trump. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Are these tech companies already getting the benefit? Are they already seeing the benefit? How is this quote unquote tech/Trump alliance? How is that played out so far? We need to watch this, right?
Tech billionaire Elon Musk is one of Trump's closest advisors. Earlier this month, he was there when Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos had dinner with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg had dinner at Mar-a-Lago last month. Amazon.
Now, this is what I've been talking about. Value chains, right? Let me ask you guys this question. When it comes to all of this quote unquote tech support surrounding Trump, give me a dollar amount of what you think that the value chain of that is. Let me know.
Meta and OpenAI's Sam Altman have all announced donations of $1 million each to Trump's inaugural committee. This comes as Trump chose tech execs Scott Kapoor and Sriram Krishnan for key roles this week. They'll likely work closely with another tech executive, David Sachs, who Trump has picked to be czar of crypto and artificial intelligence. As we reported earlier, Trump on Sunday also tapped billionaire tech investor Ken Howry as U.S. ambassador to Denmark. Howry co-founded PayPal with Max Levchin, Luke Nosek, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk. For more, we're joined by longtime Silicon Valley venture capitalist Roger McNamee, author of Zucked, Waking Up to the Facebook Catastrophe. He had a 34-year career in Silicon Valley, was an early investor in Facebook. Welcome back to Democracy Now!, Roger. Thanks so much for waking up for this program. If you can start off.
Shout out to the lone guesser, the brave soul, AB Promotions. AB said $1 billion. Could be. Could be. It might be more. You know what I'm saying? Could be. It might be more. I'm more concerned about only one person guessed. You know what I'm saying? How much is each of these guys worth? How much is a Jeff Bezos worth? How much is a Mark Zuckerberg worth? How much is a Elon Musk worth? How much are these people's companies worth? How much is all of this money put together? Ready to throw it all at Trump. Shout out to AB. At least AB threw a dart at the board. You know what I'm saying?
By talking about what you think it's most important for people to understand about what Elon Musk, what people are calling President Musk, being in charge just last week, leading off the crisis of whether the government would shut down, making billions since the election as he poured millions or $250 million into Trump's victory.
So, Amy, I think there are two things that stand at the top.
Now, I want to ask you guys an honest question. All right. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I want to ask everybody that's watching an honest question. If you had the money and the influence to be able to affect politics in a way that you see favorable, would you utilize your resources to do that? If you would, give me a thumbs up. If you would not, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button, please do me a favor. Take a moment and smash the like button. All right. We got 17 people watching and we got 11 likes. We need 6 people to hit the like button so that we can get to the 1-in-1 ratio. That would be great. And if you haven't shared the stream, please take a moment and also share the stream.
Top of the list of all Silicon Valley executives right now. The first thing is they all want tax cuts. These are billionaires. They don't want to pay taxes on their wealth.
Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, my guess is $2 billion. Yeah, that's a good guess. All of these guesses are good. And shout out to y'all for being the brave souls, right? Now, I would say this. This guy right here just said all of these are billionaires, right? Now, the highest bid was Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said $2 billion. Now, we know that there was more than 2 people there, right? So Elon Musk, this is how crazy this gets. Oh, okay, no doubt. Tell your daughter I said I appreciate it. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, those two together are already more than a $2 billion market cap. And mind you, they got a gang of people. They got a gang of people. Do you guys see these value chains?
The second issue, though, relates to their products. Tech has undergone a massive transformation culturally. It used to be about empowerment. It used to be about productivity. But for the last 15 years, the industry has been increasingly adversarial with their customers as they have tried to deploy increasingly authoritarian technologies into the marketplace. And they have put David Sachs in charge of the two that are.
Now, as far as the quote, what's interesting about this, right, as he's talking about this, when it comes to the quote unquote increasingly authoritarian technology that he's talking about that's been quote unquote put into the marketplace, let me ask you guys this question. Didn't the Biden administration weaponize social media for a couple different things that it's been exposed about now? Let me ask you guys this. What are some things that the Biden administration got exposed on weaponizing tech and social media for? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. What's good with you, bro? What's good with it, You know what I'm saying? Win, Lose, or Rug said they talking about several people from the Forbes richest people in the world list. Yeah, I mean this is a value chain of massive proportions. Massive proportion. You know what I'm saying?
The leading edge right now, which is to say cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence. And the thing that makes me really sad as someone who spent the last 8 years warning about the threat from Silicon Valley is that we're going to see a massive, uncontrolled experiment on the American population. And I have absolutely no idea how this is going to turn out.
That's nothing new, right? Like, let's just cut the games. Massive experiments on the American population. Let me ask you guys this question. Is there anybody in the comment section that can name any experiments that have been done and exposed on the American population? Go ahead, fill up the chat.
So they are clearly extremely interested in tax cuts and deregulation. Can you talk about the significance of this, what this means for the health of the nation?
Bro, facts. Super facts, bro. This is what I'm saying. Shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said, this is the reality of the world. and the Lith still doesn't know who to swing on first. Facts. If you guys agree with win, lose, and rug, throw some flames in the chat. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Let us know why you disagree.
I think here's the fundamental challenge that Americans for too long have trusted Silicon Valley. You know, for 50 years, the products that came out of the Valley.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Jay the Greatest. Jay the Greatest says, and I think he means the Tuskegee study. Yeah, absolutely. Another one would be MK Ultra, right? Another one would be Operation Mockingbird, right? Like, we can go down the list. There was eugenics experiments that took place in Indiana and North Carolina, right? We can go down the list of all the experiments that have taken place in the United States against people, right?
Made us more capable. They made us more productive. That is no longer the case. And we have maintained this increasingly tight relationship with technology products, essentially treating everything new as though it would automatically be better than what came before. That has not been the case since the iPhone was introduced in 2007. And so the point I would make to everybody is I think we need to change our relationship to technology. You know, what you're seeing in this space is exactly.
Yeah, I think we need to change our relationship to technology too. This is one of the things I agree with this guy on. I believe that instead of buying technology, we need to start getting paid off of it. If you guys agree with that change of relationship dynamic, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Instead of looking like a goofball at the line in Walmart in the tech section, buying a 60-inch TV that's going to depreciate next month, I think I'd like to get like some 75% capital gains from the company that manufactured that TV. I think I'd like to change the roles there. If you guys agree with those changes in roles, throw some flames in the chat. If y'all disagree, then, you know, of course, let me know why and give me a thumbs down.
Exactly what the professor just described going on in foreign affairs, which is there are a lot of distractions, a lot of things being thrown out there to grab your attention. But the core things come down to displacing workers with artificial intelligence, displacing the currency with crypto, and getting rid of any kind of taxation on wealth that might come up.
Now, is that what's going to happen? Is that what was talked about? Displacing the currency with crypto? What about displacing the currency with inflation? Displacing the currency by isolating the United States, weaponizing the dollar as a sanctioned weapon so that other countries have to utilize sanction proofing to still be able to do business? What about stuff like that? What about stuff like that?
And that's the agenda. It's really straightforward. And the only power we have as citizens, and I think it's a huge power, is to sit there and say, you know what? We're not going to use your products anymore. And we have been accepting all kinds of invasions of privacy, all kinds of surveillance, all kinds of manipulation.
I'm absolutely going to continue using these products. I'm absolutely going to continue using Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, I'm going to work even harder to earn more money so that I can buy even more Bitcoin. I'm going to buy more Ripple. I'm going to continue to buy Ripple. I'm going to work even harder so I can have more liquid cash so that I can buy Ripple. This is a guy on here who has literally made money off of investing into the tech industry, and he's sitting here trying to stifle the tech industry. Now, let me ask you guys this question. What kind of sense does that make? Somebody explain to us what kind of sense this makes.
Manipulation in exchange for convenience. I think it's time for us to look at that relationship and ask, could we do with less convenience for a while in exchange for regaining human autonomy? That's a trade I made a number of years ago and have encouraged others to do. And
now here's the question, right? Why do we need to look at that now? I'm not saying that that's not something that should be looked at, but why wasn't that a priority before? Human autonomy is always the great thing. Human innovation and human improvement, human advancement. I'm not against any of that. But why is it all of a sudden a priority now? This is something that once humanity came into a single consciousness and developed languages to be able to communicate and advance the entire human race together, these are things that should have been happening the entire time, right? But they haven't been. And many people haven't been advocating for those things. So you got to ask yourself the question, why now? Shout out to Jay the Greatest. Jay the Greatest says it's a diversion tactic. Facts. If you guys agree with Jay, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
I just think it's really the only option that we have for at least the next 4 years.
Talk about the relationship of these tech billionaires or oligarchs with workers. I mean, you have Amazon workers out all over the country on strike. Jeff Bezos also owns the Washington Post. Of course, Bezos and Patrick Soon-Chung, who owns the Los Angeles Times, stopped the endorsements of their editorial boards for Kamala Harris. But the significance of how they deal with workers and what this...
Yeah, like, I like how she just brushed that over. Did you guys catch that? Did you catch how she just brushed that over? Listen.
Talk about the relationship of these tech billionaires or oligarchs with workers. I mean, you have Amazon workers out all over the country on strike. Jeff Bezos also owns the Washington Post. Of course, Bezos and Patrick Soon-Chung, who owns the Los Angeles Times, stopped the endorsements of their editorial boards for Kamala Harris. But the significance of how they deal with workers and what this administration will mean.
If you go back, the great Meredith Whittaker at Signal wrote an essay, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, about the history of computing and how even back to the 1850s, the predecessor technologies that led to computing were all about control of labor. And it started on plantations and controlling slaves. And you have seen a steady evolution. It was broken temporarily, it turns out, by the personal computer, which in fact empowered people. And then the internet did the same thing. These guys have been...
Did you guys hear what this guy just said? How many of you guys heard what this guy just said? I'm gonna play it again.
The great Meredith Whittaker at Signal wrote an essay, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, about the history of computing and how even back to the 1850s, the predecessor technologies that led to computing were all about control of labor. And it started on plantations and...
What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? How come nobody did any type of reaction videos about this? This dude trying to crowbar this stuff in there. Y'all heard what he said, right? I got to play it again. Let me play it again real quick.
Administration will mean.
If you go back, the great Meredith Whittaker at Signal wrote an essay, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, about the history of computing and how even back to the 1850s, the predecessor technologies that led to computing were all about control of labor. And it started on plantations and...
Now, let me ask you guys this question. Bringing this up, right? Bringing this up. What is that going to do to help the people who descend from these quote unquote plantations that he's talking about? Because every American didn't descend from them plantations. Two groups of Americans descended from those plantations. One of those groups of people has springboarded from those plantations and fared very well in the United States. And the other group of people, it's a tale of two cities. Not doing as good as the other one. If we know that this quote-unquote computing technology came from that particular situation, bringing that up, what is he going to do to try to fix that situation? And if you're not going to do anything to try to fix that situation, what's the point in talking to Amy Goodman about it? Shout out to Jay the Greatest. Jay the Greatest said, yeah, I heard clearly. I feel like he just gave up the government on something else. Yeah. Shout out to PD That Remains. PD That Remains says, we built this country, basically. PD That Remains says, the Matrix was about control, too. It's always about control over another group, specifically Black Americans. My question is, why didn't anybody check this guy for bringing this up? The big theme is, you know, people crowbarring and all of that stuff. If you ask me, this dude, I call a foul on the play. This dude is crowbarring, right? He's crowbarring because he's bringing in things that he has no plan on addressing, things that he doesn't even care about, to try to make a point and appeal and benefit from using that point that he's not involved in. Somebody should have hammered him on it. But instead of the sludge hammer dropping, you could hear a pin drop. It's so quiet. Why is that?
Controlling slaves. And you have seen a steady evolution. It was broken temporarily, it turns out, by the personal computer, which in fact empowered people. And then the internet did the same thing. These guys have been attempting to revert to centralized control ever since. And so that their goal is really, really simple. If you watch artificial intelligence, for example, the mania for AI began, and I do not think this is a coincidence, when Silicon Valley workers resisted going back into the office after COVID. And the first market they tried to sell it to was Hollywood during the writer's strike and the Screen Actors Guild strike. And I think it's really simple. There are ads in San Francisco right now about how you should not employ any more humans. You know, you can employ AI instead of humans. And I said,
now let me ask you now again, right? This is what I was talking about in regards to the quote unquote undocumented issue in regards to quote unquote immigration, right? Where are people going to deport the AI to in order to be competitive for a job? Because the thing is that the artificial intelligence is going to be competing for an increasingly skilled cascade of jobs. Undocumented migrants, for the most part, are competing for low-wage jobs, low-wage, low-skill. Undocumented migrants are competing for toilet scrubber positions. Artificial intelligence is going to be competing from toilet scrubber positions to whatever the capabilities of machine learning take it to, which could possibly be a brain surgeon. So now, where is the artificial intelligence going to be deported to? This is all happening, whether people like it or not. So when artificial intelligence is working the jobs, how do you maintain a human economic system? How does that work? Shout out to Carlton Way. What's good with it, bro? How does that work exactly? This is the reality. This is the first day of reality. You know what I'm saying?
and ask a really basic question. Who does that serve? You know, our children are being lured into using ChatGPT for school. And in what way does that benefit them?
Shout out to my man Aristopat. What's good with it, bro? Make sure y'all show my man Aristopat some love. Make sure y'all go check his channel out, man. Good to see you, bro. Happy New Year.
It doesn't prepare them for a future in which they're empowered. It prepares them for a future in which they are disempowered.
Roger McNamee, how is all this going to be powered? Microsoft wants a nuclear power plant like 3 Mile Island. Explain the role of nuclear power, AI, and cryptocurrency.
Amy, this is such an important question. You know, even if you thought that artificial intelligence was useful, and to be clear, it is not at all obvious that the utility of it is anything like as valuable as the cost. But the starting assumptions are totally flawed. So the industry starts by stealing all copyrighted information, as well as all the personal information that all of us have in cloud services. So if you think about things you might have in Google Docs, or you know that you might have in an email.
Shout out to my man Frozen. What's good with it, bro? Happy New Year. Black Light Revelations is essential for the soul. Bro, facts. If y'all agree with Frozen, make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat. Y'all go throw some water and smoke in the chat.
Server or in an app that does your productivity apps, you know, all of those things are being absorbed. So that's a theft. But the second problem, the really huge one, is what it does to natural resources. If you look at Microsoft and Google in particular, both had made commitments to carbon neutrality by 2030. Both in the past year abandoned those commitments because their power consumption has gone non-linear, up 30, 40, 50% over the last few years, simply to power artificial intelligence. The same thing's going on with water. A lot of these processing plants, both for the data and for semiconductors, are located in deserts. And so they're consuming massive amounts of water. And the public has had no voice in this. The companies have acted unilaterally, and they're at the point now where they're literally talking about restarting 3 Mile Island in Microsoft's case, or building floating nuclear plants in the Northwest in the case of Amazon. And I would simply observe that the public really should have a voice in this. And what we decided in this last election—
I don't think that the public cares. I don't think that the public cares. I think that the public should have a voice in what they prioritize. I don't see this being a priority to the majority of the public. How many of you all think that any of this stuff is a priority to the public? I don't see any evidence that supports that this is a priority to the public. So, you know, he feels that it should be, and, you know, maybe it should be. But the reality is that what he wants people to care about, they don't. He's on the other side of the same dilemma that I face. He just happens to be on the other side of it.
Election is that we were going to forego that vote and let the industry have control of it. And it, you know, I seriously have no idea how this is going to turn out. And I think the only power we have is to say no. We just have 30 seconds, Roger. But according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Elon Musk's worth soared over 70% to $450 billion after the presidential elections. The significant.
Now, shout out to, you know, us, right? Because our wealth swelled not to billions, but after the election too, didn't it? Yeah, I got to agree. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, nope, the public doesn't care. Yeah, no, the public really doesn't care. They have some interesting responses, too, if you ask them about this kind of stuff. Clean oxygen? Who's got time for that? Who's got time for clean oxygen? You know, it's only that stuff that we breathe that keeps us alive. Ain't my problem, right?
This. Well, everything about Trump appears to be pay to play, right? All of these executives are giving $1 million each. These are rounding error numbers. This is money they find between the cushions of the couch in the living room. But they're, you know, it's basically a protection payment. And in Musk's case, the investment he made in Trump, which was $250 million, or the investment he made in Twitter, which is like $44 billion, those have paid off, obviously, many, many times over. I believe that Trump and Musk will eventually part ways. I don't know Trump at all.
When artificial intelligence starts competing for jobs, I want to know where everybody plans on working at and how everybody plans on making a living. How many people in here have a AI contingency plan? Because AI will start working. Well, actually, it already has, but AI will start working some of these jobs, right, within our lifetime. We're going to see this stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said, isn't it funny how the majority of people are too busy or distracted to educate themselves because they are trying to maintain shitty lives? It's wild, bro. Yeah, it's and like I said, get ready, get your popcorn, get your big screen. We're going to put it on full display for the world to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said, we all gonna have AI agents. Yeah. And I'm not even mad at it. Shout out to Jay. Jay says, I'm steadfast on minerals and some digital currency. I am not mad at it, bro. That's the way to go. That is definitely the way to go. Make sure you stack your tangible, inflation-proof, wealth-building assets. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would put up with someone who competes at the level that Musk competes at. But we'll have to see how that turns out.
Well, we will have a further conversation with you on this. Roger McNamee, longtime Silicon Valley investor, author of Zucked, Waking Up to the Facebook Catastrophe. That does it for the show.
He also woke up to a fat portfolio gain. Now, you know, as good of a journalist as Amy Goodman is, she didn't happen to ask him about any of his earnings. You know what I'm saying? So now what we're about to do is we're gonna take a look at a video from CNBC TV 18. Okay, and on this video, they're gonna discuss the new highs that cryptocurrency has seen. Okay, they're gonna discuss the new highs that cryptocurrency has seen. Now, if you ask me, I believe, and I truly believe this, that 2024 and possibly part of 2025, we're at the new bottoms. We're at the new floor. So from here, after initial corrections, it's only going up. And it's only going up for a very long time. For a very long time. Okay.
2024 became a landmark year for cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin smashed through $100,000 mark to hit all-time highs at 108,000, surging 130%. The crypto market capital also hit an all-time high of $3.9 trillion. Well, the year 2024 started on a higher note with launch of Bitcoin ETFs, which gave easy access to individuals and institutional investors without the complexities of wallets and private keys, accumulating more than $110 billion worth inflows. Ethereum also did not lag to.
Why would you tell people to not take advantage of getting kickbacks from some of this money? Look at all the money that went into this. Let me ask you guys this. A lot of you guys in the chat, got a little piece of this 130%. What's the opportunity cost of not being involved with this? People will allow you to walk them into a furnace if you tell them what they want to hear. That being the case, here's my question. Should anyone feel bad when someone comes back burned? Should anyone feel bad when someone comes back with a burn? Let me know what you guys think.
Market capital also hit an all-time high of $3.9 trillion. Well, the year 2024 started on a higher note with launch of Bitcoin ETFs, which gave easy access to individuals and institutional investors without the complexities of wallets and private keys, accumulating more than $110 billion worth inflows. Ethereum also did not lag too far behind with ETF inflows above $2.7 billion, making its place in decentralized finance. Institutional investors now own nearly 20% of all Bitcoin ETFs traded in the US. And then it was also about Bitcoin halving, an event that happens every 4 years. It leads to reduction in block rewards by 50%, lowering the supply of Bitcoins. It was also then that the rally took wings with the US President-elect Donald Trump pro-crypto stance. He has pledged to make US the crypto capital of the world. He also suggested US Bitcoin reserve, and there also was a discussion of using Bitcoin as potential tool to repay the US debt. Trump also has nominated Paul Atkins, who is a known crypto advocate, to succeed Gary Gensler as the US SEC chair, which the crypto bulls have cheered, expecting favorable regulations going forward. The Russian President Vladimir Putin recently said that no one can prohibit Bitcoin, showing support for cryptocurrencies. The approach from Poland, Italy, and even China showed signs of revisiting previous critical policies.
Yeah.
After El Salvador, countries like...
Yeah, shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said opportunity cost plus time cost. Bro, a lot of MFs are done. Yeah. A lot of people are done, bro. A lot of people are done. And they did it to themselves. A lot of people self-terminated. And they're walking around and don't realize that they're actually in the financial spirit realm right now. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. Most people don't even realize this. But for the most part, the Bitcoin are all gone. Hate to break it to you. If you guys would agree, for the most part, the Bitcoin are all gone, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. For the most part, for all intents and purposes, not literally, but for all intents and purposes, the Bitcoins, they're gone. They're gone. They're gone.
Like Tonga, Paraguay, Panama are also considering adopting Bitcoin as a legal tender. The cryptos also are taking support from wider adoption of real-world assets. The stablecoins are also emerging as payment tools for enterprise businesses. The year 2024 also had its share, though, of frauds, hacks, and rug pulls. The sector lost nearly $2.3 billion this year in frauds, though lower than the last year. The names that went through issues this year was Wazirex, Radiant Capital, DMM Bitcoin, among others. While the Bitcoin grabbed the spotlight, altcoins...
See, shout out to my man Frozen. Frozen said it's all accounted for. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what people don't realize is that the amount of Bitcoin that is on exchanges, all of that stuff is pre-calculated. And they expect certain buyers to be flushed out of the market. These are margins that they get, margins of slack that they gave. In most cases, it's gone for all intents and purposes because you're not going to outcompete Michael Saylor. If Michael Saylor wants to buy 50,000 Bitcoin on a Monday just because he can, you're not going to outcompete the United States. You're not going to outcompete Russia, China, BlackRock, Grayscale, ARK Invest. You're not going to outcompete any of these people. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 10 years, Bitcoin's probably not even going to be available on exchanges anymore. It's probably not even going to be available on exchanges anymore. Now, here's another metric of why I say that the Bitcoin supply is completely saturated already. It's already bought up. In the next halving cycle, from 2024 to 2028, MicroStrategies owns more Bitcoin than will be produced by mining rewards. They own an entire halving cycle's mining rewards right now. They actually have more Bitcoin than the next set of mining rewards. If we look at the human replacement rate, the birth rate, and we say that humans aren't replacing at a rate to sustain population numbers, what do you say about Bitcoin? That is only going to produce the amount of Bitcoin the entire next halving cycle that one Bitcoin holder holds. Yeah, the supply is it's done. It's a wrap. People don't really understand math all like that. They don't understand finite supply. They don't understand number system and counting and different things like that. So most people can't even conceptualize it. They're struggling to even conceptualize the use case of Bitcoin, right? But yeah, Bitcoin is already at a negative production rate, which means that since it's a scarcity-based asset, the price is going to rapidly skyrocket on levels that people have never seen before. 2025 is going to be something out of a movie. It's going to be historic. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man, the specialist. Happy New Year's Day, bro.
Also delivered significant returns. Tokens like Solana, Ethereum, Ripple, Cardano all reached all-time highs, while the lesser-known altcoins like Palm AI and Mantra surged anywhere between 10,000 to 20,000%. Well, in the past year, meme coin market capital also was in favor, with market cap now at $113 billion, led by Dogecoin and Shiba Inu as per CoinGecko data. 2025 shows a lot of promise for cryptocurrencies and blockchain as a technology, and the market.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. There's never, to the people that have been in cryptocurrency forever, has there ever been a lead into a crypto year? Every year, crypto has been fighting. It's been a fight to just stay alive. And look at where crypto is at. Now, crypto is welcomed into the world. Man, it's about to be lit. It's about to be lit.
Markets have put even higher targets for Bitcoin for 2025, with Standard Chartered and Bernstein now expecting $200,000 for Bitcoin. MicroStrategy, in the meanwhile, expects Bitcoin to rise 29% per annum over the next 21 years. But remember, it's a volatile space with significant risks. With so much unknown about projecting its future returns, it's always space to be cautious.
And it is about to be lit. It is about to be lit. Shout out to my man, Detroit 313. What's good with it? What is good with it? Man, it is about to be lit. It's about to be lit. It's about to be lit, man. It is about to be lit. Bitcoin jumped 120% in 2024 under a hostile environment. What is it going to do under a friendly environment where people are being encouraged and pressured to get it? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, it's about to be crazy. I'm telling you, I'm going to be capturing so many screenshots of so many crazy chart movements. It's about to be insane. It's about to be insane. And shout out to everybody watching, man. I appreciate you guys. As my computer freezes up, if you guys could take a moment and smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. Also, please share the stream to your social media. And if you know anybody that's into crypto, please make sure you forward them this information and tell them to join us in our discussions.
Today, Bitcoin inches back toward the $100,000 level as we close out 2024. And we recap some of the year's crypto milestones. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Crypto markets are in the green this morning as 2024 comes to an end. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin gained 3%, inching closer to $100,000. Ether climbed 2% to $3,400, and XRP jumped 5.5%. Now, today's gains cap off a major year for crypto markets, and specifically Bitcoin, which started 2024 with the approval of several spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. Collectively, those funds are now the largest holders of Bitcoin.
Shout out to the new elites. Shout out to the new elites. Hashtag number 20 in the chat.
Also this year, the fourth halving event took place in April, and just earlier this month, Bitcoin crossed the long-anticipated $100,000 threshold for the first time. Since the start of the year, Bitcoin's price has more than doubled, far outpacing the S&P 500's 23% gain. Ether also outperformed broader markets, but lagged behind Bitcoin and its competitors at a 50% gain. Solana, for instance, gained 90% this year. Meanwhile, XRP soared more than 240%, making most of its gains in the aftermath of the 2024 U.S. elections, as the industry is optimistic for friendlier regulations under President-elect Trump and the incoming Congress. The industry spent more than $245 million toward the election, and a major backer of crypto-friendly lawmakers was the leading centralized exchange in the U.S., Coinbase, which also surged post-election. It's up 45% this year. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin proxy firm MicroStrategy popped an astonishing 370% after consistently using leverage to buy more Bitcoin. As of its latest update, the company holds 446,400 Bitcoin. And lastly, with some exceptions, Bitcoin miners massively underperformed broader markets as they faced pressures from the halving and stalled Bitcoin network activity in the middle of the year. To offset the pressure, some firms adopted support for powering artificial intelligence amid a fierce competition to advance AI systems across the tech sector. Core Scientific was one of the companies that embraced the trend, partnering with NVIDIA-backed CoreWeave over the summer. Its stock is up 307% this year. All right, we just laid out for you how prices of cryptocurrencies and crypto-focused stocks performed this year, but Crypto World was covering all the major stories that moved crypto this year. Here are just some of the major headlines the show covered and what guests we spoke to at the time had to say.
Welcome back, volatility. We'd missed it, to be honest. I mean, the doldrums of the past 2 years, I'll guess. I know 23 was a much better year than 22, but volatility is not really back. It's a bit better, but it's not really back. Liquidity is not really back.
Hey, we're excited. It means a lot more capital.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many people have heard of all of the new spot ETFs that are on the way out? From what I understand, there's going to be a XRP filing, a Polygon filing, a couple Solana filings, hybrid Bitcoin and Ethereum filings. Those are all that I know about right now, at least that I've heard about. Has anybody else heard of any other new ones? Let me know in the chat. And shout out to the replay gang. Leave it in the comment section.
Into the ecosystem. And whenever we have a lot more supply, we have a limited amount of supply of Bitcoin, and potentially tens of billions of dollars of additional demand, that's going to have an impact on price.
Judge Kaplan, both during the trial, but then also during the sentencing proceeding today, generally agreed with the prosecutors.
Now, like I said, if the cryptocurrency community is about it, if they about it, they're going to go for that pardon for Sam Bankman-Fried. They're going to go for that pardon for Sam Bankman-Fried. You know what I'm saying? Freed.
On in terms of the nature of the seriousness of SBF's conduct, the loss amount, the fact that he perjured himself, Judge Kaplan found during the course of his testimony at trial. In light of all of those findings that Judge Kaplan made, I frankly found it a little surprising that the sentence was at least a bit higher. Certainly not necessarily the 40 to 50 years that the prosecutors were seeking, but 25 years was on the low end of what I was expecting going into the sentencing hearing today. And then particularly, as I said, after Judge Kaplan reached those findings about the perjury and about the loss amount.
Price action has been much in line with how it normally behaves. I mean, the big move that we saw over last.
So now I want to ask you guys this question, because the halving is a significant event, right? When it comes to the halving, what is that supposed to do to the price action of Bitcoin? Starting from the halving, if we do a future time lapse to December 31st, 2025, what is the impact of the halving going to do on the end of the year price? Let me know.
Week and a half, 2 weeks was really driven by the geopolitical instability with Iran and Israel. That had quite a negative kickback on the market. But it's since recovered well, and I think we're kind of continuing to be firm on our thesis that the remainder of the year is going to be pretty interesting and bullish for cryptocurrencies.
But for too long, our government has violated the cardinal rule that every bit.
Do you guys remember when I did the live stream about this? If you guys remember when I did the live stream about Trump speaking at Bitcoin 2024, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. Now, let me ask you guys this question. What other content creators around these parts covered that? Let me know.
But for too long, our government has violated the cardinal rule that every Bitcoiner knows by heart. Never sell your Bitcoin, right? That's right, isn't it, huh? That's right. How did I figure that one? Never sell your Bitcoin. And so, as the final part of my plan today, I am announcing that if I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration.
I'm going to have to check these people out. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 was there. That's what's good. Shout out to Jay the Greatest. Jay the Greatest said Dr. Kia Pruitt. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm gonna be on the lookout. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said Crypto Gang Podcast. I'm gonna check them out too. Crypto Gang Podcast and Black Ram 313. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out. I don't know who they are, but I'm gonna check them out though, because I a lot of the quote unquote big people, quote unquote, made absolutely no mention of this. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this multiple times, and we talked about the conference that they had in California where they paid $100,000 for the autographs. I said, yo, Trump is gonna do something for crypto. Nobody, no, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't touch it.
United States of America to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please.
Well, I'm going to file it now.
So they're filing for this Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now, I want to hold this off right here, right? And we're going to come back to this. And the reason why we're going to come back to this is because I don't know if anybody is aware, but this strategic Bitcoin reserve talk has not only started a global cascade, it's accelerated the rate that corporations are buying and holding Bitcoin, but it's also created a state race here in the United States. How many people heard about the Alabama state auditor calling to establish a Bitcoin reserve? If you guys heard about this, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear about this, then give me a thumbs down. If this is a non-issue issue, then why is this popping up all over the place? Whoopsie. Right? Whoopsie. State auditor Sorrell advocated for Bitcoin to future-proof Alabama's economy and attract digital asset investments. Let me ask you guys this question. How many Ripple are you guys trying to hold? My advice would be as many as you can get your hands on. You know what I'm saying? My advice would be as many as you can get your hands on. State Auditor Andrew Sorrell has proposed that Alabama create a strategic Bitcoin reserve to continue to ensure its continued leadership in crypto adoption. I didn't know that Alabama was a crypto adoption leader. This is news to me, right? He argued that such a move would diversify the state's assets. I thought these people were against DEI, attract crypto-focused businesses, and establish Alabama as a pioneer in the digital asset space. According to Sorrell, crypto is no longer of a question of if, it's here, and it's reshaping financial markets worldwide. States that act now will be in a prime position to benefit. Well, here's where you're wrong. Crypto has been here forever. Crypto has been here forever. Now, look, shout out to we bringing up the conversation about Ripple, right? Now, this is going to sound crazy, but I believe that Ripple is going to go on a crazy growth trajectory. Ripple is going to be like have you ever seen those drag car races racers where the parachute come out the back and it's fire. Ripple is going to do that to the alt season this year. Ripple is going to have that fire coming out of the back of the engine with the parachute and the doors melting off, and all the other altcoins going to be behind it. And at the end of the alt season, I wouldn't be surprised if Ripple catches up with the price of Solana. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy. But if you look at it, it's not. The reason why it's not is because Ripple will experience tension growth. And tension growth is when you've had something that's been like Ripple, for the most part, is like a bottle of pop that's been shaken up. It's been contained the entire time with all that volatility. Right? Now, the Trump administration has finally got in office and they popped the top off of all that pressure. So Ripple has, even after getting attacked, it's still been in competition with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Now that the barriers are out of the way, it's going to launch off like when they shoot the gun and the racehorse come out of the back. Mark my words. Mark my words. I don't know if there will ever be an opportunity to cash in like how people cashed in on Bitcoin, but I would not be shocked if the closest thing mirroring that to explosive growth in a short amount of time would be Ripple, just based on the dynamics of the situation. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, then give me a thumbs down. And also, shout out to everybody watching, man. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell. Also, please share the stream to your social media. The proposal follows a significant surge in Bitcoin's value, which has climbed over 50% since the presidential election. President-elect Donald Trump's endorsement of Bitcoin, including a campaign pledge to build a federal Bitcoin reserve, has fueled the rally. Trump has also engaged with crypto leaders, signaling the technology's potential role in the national economy. I mean, man. Shout out to DC Precise. DC Precise says, bro, do you know the XRP army people will come for you if you keep calling XRP Ripple? Bro, listen. I sold Ripple the first time. I sold Ripple the first time at its first and only all-time high. Those little babies can sit back and sit down and put their pacifier in their mouth and relax and enjoy the new gains that we about to get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they can sit back and relax and, you know what I'm saying, enjoy their little pacifier and play with some Legos. They little blockchain Duplos, you know what I'm saying? And you know, enjoy the new gains, right? like they say when they come from the hair shop, enjoy the new growth. Right. Yeah. Shout out to Frozen. Frozen says, agree. XRP has gone through a 3-year lawsuit, price suppression. It's a huge recoil. Yeah. Big facts. But I'm an old school. I posted my receipts. I'm an old school crypto head. So it's certain stuff that I say. You know what I'm saying? I still be checking on the price to see how Verge is doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually Tron actually slowly made a lot of money. I actually really wish that I hadn't ever sold my Tron. I was looking at them old pictures that I posted in the Discord, and I actually started getting really salty. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was looking at Dogecoin and I was looking at Tron, I was like, what happened? But I remember what happened. Back in those days, that's when you could only have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and you could only have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and what was the other one? Litecoin and Ethereum on Coinbase. Coinbase used to only have, they used to only have 3 tokens. It used to only be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Then there was the Bitcoin Cash fork. They let you start getting Bitcoin Cash on there, and that was it. And so you would have to get your stuff from like Yobit or one of these other exchanges, Binance, right? And then they turned around and made it so that you couldn't use Binance if you was in the United States. So then you had to sell everything either into Ethereum or Bitcoin and send it back over to Coinbase, or use some lame exchange like Yobit that lies and steals your money. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, I posted XRP chart in the chat and look where we at. Bet. That's what's good. You already know I'm gonna go through and study all that after after the stream, bro. And shout out to everybody watching, man. I appreciate y'all. If y'all haven't hit that like yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, hit that like. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel. And come check out our Discord. All right, come check out our Discord. Let me just see something real quick. Got to be OCD with this. Got to be OCD with this. We got 24 people watching. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. And we got 20 likes. If we could get 4 people to smash the like button, we'll be on a 1-to-1 ratio for the first time in the stream, which would be great. And if everybody could share, let's try to get the likes to 40. That'd be wonderful. All right. Sorrell emphasized that by adding Bitcoin to Alabama's holdings, it would position the state for long-term gains. He described crypto as a rapidly growing asset class that offers unique advantages such as resilience to inflation and independence from the U.S. dollar. All right, now mind you, this is a U.S. government employee saying this. You know what I'm saying? A diversified investment strategy should include assets beyond traditional bonds and treasuries. Bitcoin has consistently outperformed other asset classes over the past decade, and Alabama is missing out by not having exposure. Now, here's my question. You have some people who have said that this is not true. Now you have everybody saying that this is true. What happens now? Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory said, Happy New Year to you all. Welcome to the year of the crypto surplus, the year I went to sleep poor and woke up rich. And you never, ever in your entire life, ever have to say nothing like this ever again.
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
You'll never have to say it again. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. You'll never have to say it again. So let me ask you guys this. What states so far have announced the possibilities of a strategic Bitcoin reserve? Name them for me in the chat. Who all has announced that they're interested in the possibilities of a strategic Bitcoin reserve? What we need to do is we need to start paying attention to the depletion rate. Because what's happening, I want you guys to understand, accelerated formations of strategic Bitcoin reserves by large liquid buyers is an accelerant on the supply crunch. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. If everybody's competing with micro strategies to buy the Bitcoin, that's going to 1x, 2x, 3x the depletion of the total Bitcoin circulating supply. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Depleting the supply rapidly is going to rapidly increase the price, right? There's that. That's where you get into those Omega and you get into those God candles. Okay? He proposed a gradual approach to acquiring Bitcoin, suggesting the state adopt a dollar cost averaging strategy over 2 years to reduce risks associated with market volatility. These people are so behind. He also stressed that any reserve would be safeguards for critical emergency rather than routine use. And honestly, they should never, ever use it. The only thing that they should ever do is like loan against it for liquidity. You know what I'm saying? They should only ever loan, loan against it. They should never actually they should never spend their Bitcoin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ever. You can't actually. I mean, really now, if you spend the Bitcoin, it's automatically engulfed. It's already bought already. Any Bitcoin that comes out of your wallet is already bought. You know what I'm saying? The strategic national reserves, for the most part, that's the nail in the coffin on any type of Bitcoin liquidity, market liquidity at least. I mean, that's for the most part. That's it. Everything's bought up already. It's a wrap. It's a drought. It's already a drought. Nobody's talking about it though because we're not nickel and diming yet. You know what I'm saying? National trend. Alabama's potential move aligns with the growing interest among U.S. states leveraging crypto for economic stability. Florida and Pennsylvania are reportedly exploring similar strategies, while federal lawmakers, including Cynthia Lummis, have introduced legislation to establish a national Bitcoin reserve. The Security and Exchange Commission's approval of Bitcoin and Ethereum exchange-traded funds earlier this year has made it easier for states to invest in digital assets. Sorrell pointed to the federal government's existing Bitcoin holdings, valued at billions, as precedent for Alabama's potential reserve. According to Sorrell, Trump's administration plans to retain and expand the federal Bitcoin stockpile, which demonstrates the growing importance of this asset. By positioning itself as a crypto-friendly state, Sorrell believes Alabama can attract businesses and investors eager to engage with blockchain and digital assets. He added, states that adopt to emerging technologies will be the ones to thrive. Alabama has the opportunity to lead and reap the rewards of innovation. And so do we. So do we. And we definitely are going to lead. You know what I'm saying? And we are definitely going to reap. Now, I'm going to put this back where we were on this video. All right. And we're going to finish this bad boy up. All right. Give me 1 second. How many people woke up this morning excited? Like you was off to the races. You ready for the competition. And y'all know we got the little bet going on, right? Y'all know we got the little bet going on, right? You know what I'm saying?
That every Bitcoiner knows by heart. Never sell your Bitcoin, right? That's right, isn't it, huh? That's right. How did I figure that one? Never sell your Bitcoin. And so, as the final part of my plan today, I am announcing that if I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration.
Bro, listen, shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said, I ain't been to sleep. Bro, it's about to be like 365 days of insomnia. Bro, this year is about to go so fast, and it's going to seem like we streamed the entire year. It's gonna go. This year is gonna go so fast, bro, and it's gonna seem like the entire year was just a stream. You know what I'm saying? It was all a stream. You know what I'm saying?
United States of America to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please.
Hey, throw the monolith emoji in the chat. Throw the monolith emoji in the chat. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, I was told to do the opposite of whatever Trump tells me to do. Oh, man. Look, this is how simple them fools are, bro. Trump didn't tell nobody to do anything. He didn't tell nobody to go out and buy no Bitcoin. All he said was, I'm about to make a Bitcoin strategic reserve and America's going to be great with Bitcoin. He didn't tell nobody to do anything. The people that know what to do know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And you know them people, you know that monolith, you know what I'm saying? You know they don't know what to do. Yeah, it was all a stream. I used to read Bitcoin magazine, you know what I'm saying? XRP and Ethereum in the limousine. You know what I'm saying? Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday looking at the charts, hoping prices fall.
Well, I'm going to file it now so people have a chance to comment on it. So it's more like a discussion draft. It's a new concept to so many people that I want to get feedback about it between now and January, the end of the year. So I don't expect that it will be taken up this year.
Well, Tuesday night was certainly a big night for crypto and the crypto voter. It's very clear that in race after race,
bro, and I go watch when I'm able to put BLR2 back from being hidden. Go watch them old streams that I did about the crypto voter. I had the one stream that was called "Will the Cryptocurrency Community Determine the 2024 Election?" How many of y'all remember that? Yo, shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said, "I'm gonna make a monolith AI agent." Bro, please do. Airdrop us. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, listen, man. All that stuff that we want to do, bro. By the end of the year, man, we'd be able to do any of that. We just throw down on it. Oh, we about to make the remix to Juicy. You know what I'm saying? We about to make the remix to Juicy.
Well, Tuesday night was certainly a big night for crypto and the crypto voter. It's very clear that in race after race, pro-crypto politics reflected pro-crypto policy. And in race after race, we saw that the winner took the will of the voters to heart, made it very clear that they supported pro-crypto views and have enjoyed benefits as a result. We're very excited with the makeup of the new Congress. We are going to have the most pro-crypto Congress ever.
Bitcoin is enjoying a lot of adoption momentum right now. More and more people.
Listen, man, I want y'all to understand, and this is one of the reasons why I kept telling people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know the crow with knife thing, right? I want y'all to understand this. Do you guys see how Ripple jumped up in price? I wouldn't be surprised if from now till the end of the year, every cryptocurrency jumps up the same amount that Ripple jumped up on election night. Now, if you got a bunch of crow with knife, and just because there's a ton of money in the cryptocurrency space, crow with knife moves over 3 decimal places, what's that going to do for your portfolio? That might be how you get your Bitcoin. Do you guys see why those low 24-hour volume, low 24-hour volume, high market cap, under a penny tokens are so important to the financial structure of what you're trying to do? You have to use those as a volumizer. Shout out to throw the whale emoji in the chat. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton is a cacao whale. I think the whole crew is cacao whales. You know what I'm saying?
People are using it every time MicroStrategy comes up. Every time this idea that corporate balance sheets might hold Bitcoin as an alternative source of store value comes up, this is all part of adoption momentum. Bitcoin probably has the least to gain from any regulatory changes. It's very well regulated already. It's classified as a commodity in the United States. We have futures contracts, options on futures, ETFs, options on ETFs, options on ETF indices, wide availability on centralized exchanges. So Bitcoin's story, and when it really comes down to what Bitcoin is fundamentally, is about more people being able to own it, understand its value proposition.
All right, one last thing before we go. We mentioned yesterday that former Terraform Labs CEO Do Kwon was set to be extradited to the U.S. Well, today he is in U.S. custody and faces charges related to the pegging of algorithmic stablecoin Terra USD. All right, that's all for Crypto World this year. We'll be back again on Thursday. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you then.
Man. So, yeah, they had a plan where they said that they wanted to get Terra Luna. They wanted to get Terra Luna to $1 a token. It looks like that ain't happening. Shout out to John Guillory, man. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for John Guillory. I'm pretty sure John is who posted this. Crypto's $205 billion stablecoin market set to go mainstream. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Is Tether a publicly traded company? Y'all got me dead in the comment section. John said, I'm gonna call Will. I got a fifth of a trillion call. Bro, listen, all it takes is just one day somebody that like a new person in crypto is like, you know what? I want to buy this token. You know what I'm saying? And they just because they can afford it, and they decide to just drop $500,000 on it, and it doubles the 24-hour volume. That's all you need. You good. You good, and you got enough to buy Bitcoin. Do you know what I'm saying? Just with that. Or just randomly Coinbase decide to list it. We finna put this on there. You good. Yeah, US dollar tether. I'm pretty sure they're a publicly traded company, but I could be wrong though. Crypto's $205 billion stablecoin market is set to go mainstream. Firms like Tether prove to be lucrative business models. Okay. A growing number of traditional firms are entering stablecoins. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Is that necessarily a good thing? Or is that a bad thing? I don't know. I don't have a opinion about it. I'm just curious as to what you guys think. How do you guys feel about that? Look, shout out to AB Promotion. AB Promotion said, when Bone gets into the $1 billion market cap, I'm rich. Right. I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Bitcoin surge above $100,000 captivated the headlines in 2024. Many financial firms were more focused this year on a different type of cryptocurrency whose price is never meant to rise or fall for that matter. Mainstream players such as Visa, PayPal Holdings, Stripe, and others are making investments in projects involving stablecoins, which are crypto tokens typically designed to be pegged to the value of the US dollar or another traditional currency. Now, let me ask you guys this question. While this was going on, while Bitcoin was going wild, nobody was really talking about this. Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree. Shout out to DC Precise. If you guys agree with DC Precise, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. DC Precise says stable coins are CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. This subsector of the digital asset space has proven to be a lucrative business now that issuers are able to invest reserves backing stable coins in short-term U.S. treasuries with an attractive yield. And unlike Bitcoin and other tokens prone to the price volatility, use of stable coins as actual currencies in transactions is gaining popularity around the world. Now, what a lot of people used stable coins for is a hedge against volatility while they have their cryptocurrency on an exchange, right? So you sell off some profits and then you stash the money in US dollar tether, or you stash it in US dollar coin, keep it there until what you got the gain on drops, and then you buy back your loss, right? You just do it like that. Right? That's what you do. We've seen significant growth in demand from some of the largest companies in the world that participate in underserved payment verticals like global contractor and employee payouts, trade, finance, and remittance, said Robb, a general partner at digital assets firm Dragonfly. There is both significant demand from end users in receiving US dollars, which can be near impossible using non-stable coin rails, but also from senders who want to bypass the correspondent banking system, which can be slow, costly, and have high failure rates. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Doesn't it seem like everybody just all of a sudden, just out of the clear blue sky, has all of this information on cryptocurrency? Doesn't it seem like that? It seems like the people who claimed that they weren't paying attention, they were actually paying attention. We told you that they were. We told you that they were. Right? The coming year is poised to see competition ramp up in stablecoins, which collectively have grown to be about $205 billion in market capitalization, according to tracker DeFi Llama. While Tether Holdings Limited, US dollar Tether, extended its lead in the market this year, reaching a current market capitalization of about $140 billion. Headwinds to its dominance are emerging as the calendar flips to 2025. Now, let me ask you guys this. If there's more competition, that's good for us, right? Anything that drives cryptocurrency prices up is wonderful for us. It's just the best thing in the world. Like Keith Murray said, it's the most beautifulest thing in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. The most beautifulest thing in this world is just like that. Stablecoin dominance. Tether's US dollar Tether is far larger than any other stablecoin in crypto. The European Union's markets in crypto assets rules require all stablecoins listed on centralized exchanges to be issued by an entity with a so-called e-money license. Circle Internet Financial Ltd., Tether's main competitor, received such a permit in July. Tether has yet to apply for one, meaning the token risks being deleted by exchanges. Several crypto exchanges operating in the in the EU have already delisted US dollar Tether. Meanwhile, several U.S. companies are getting into the business. Visa launched a new platform called Visa Tokenized Asset Platform for banks to issue stable coins and other tokens. Man, do you see like what is this about to do right here? What is this about to do right here? How much money is this about to bring into cryptocurrency? Not to mention that getting people using stable coins, for the most part, that's damn near like a vehicle getting people into crypto, right? So it's kind of a multifaceted thing. The financial technology company Revolut is considering issuing its own stable coin, Bloomberg reported in September. Stripe, the payments company founded by billionaire brothers Patrick and John Collison, has acquired fintech platform Bridge, which specializes in stablecoin transactions. PayPal already has its own dollar tracking cryptocurrency called PYUSD that was created in collaboration with New York-based Paxos. Okay. Stablecoin issuance is an attractive business model today, said Augustus Lag, I think that is, investment partner and head of Asia at CMT Digital. Many players have woken up to just how attractive this can be off the back of the success of companies like Circle and Tether. By launching stablecoins, companies gain a new revenue system, a compelling addition for many businesses looking to diversify their offerings. Okay. Man, oh man. 2025 is going to be something else. Oh, you know what? Look, I ended that too quick. There's still more of the article left, but that is what it is. I think we got the point. How many people have heard of a staking platform called Jito? If you've heard of a staking platform called Jito, give me a thumbs up. If you guys have not heard of a staking platform called Jito, then give me a thumbs down. We talked about Franklin Templeton the other day. We're going to talk about them again today because they're talking about Bitcoin. Franklin Templeton predicts Bitcoin reserves to expand globally in 2025. Okay. Franklin Templeton predicts Bitcoin reserves to expand globally in 2025. Politicians in Germany and Hong Kong have signaled their interest in adopting Bitcoin strategic reserves for their nation. Here we go, man. Here we go. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Coinbase gave away Jito from doing modules. Facts. So we got more Bitcoin strategic reserves to add to the list. We got more Bitcoin strategic reserves to add to the list. All right. Spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds issuer Franklin Templeton expects more nations to adopt strategic Bitcoin reserves in 2025, according to the company's digital assets outlook. On December 30th, the ETF issuer published a list of predictions for next year, including its expectations for several nations to adopt Bitcoin reserves. Franklin Templeton said Bitcoin will solidify its position as a global asset that acts as a digital store of value. The ETF issuer said it will be accelerated by institutional and sovereign adoption. Franklin Templeton put this out in one of their publications. Okay. See that? There's the tweet right there. Shout out to Carlton Way. Carlton Way says, seems like these places are getting on Bitcoin reserve code. Bro, facts. If y'all agree with Carlton, throw some flames in the chat. If y'all disagree, you know what I'm saying, give me some thumbs down. Ooh-wee. Bitcoin will solidify its position as a global financial asset. Man, this is a lot of crow to eat. This is a lot of crow to eat. Caw-caw! This is a lot of crow to eat. What do you say when you just were monumentally wrong about this type of stuff? How do you come out and address it? You know what I'm saying? How do you come out and address it? While the ETF issuer did not provide details on which countries may adopt Bitcoin reserves, Franklin Templeton expects a shift from speculation to utility in 2025. The company said crypto's foundational technologies will become integral to global financial systems next year. So yet again, shout out to our generation, right? This is what, about the fifth major societal civilization change that we've lived through? How many world-changing things have we lived through? Shout out to the people who are, like I said before, between 30 and 60. I mean, we've, for the most part, seen it all. All the world's significant changes have taken place in our lifetime. All the major shifts have taken place in our lifetime. And this is one of the reasons why our group of people within our age range is the most handy, the most tech-savvy. We've been constantly forced to shift paradigms. We never had no generations of just peace and prosperity like our parents and grandparents had. We've been under constant turbulence and paradigm change our entire existence. You know what I'm saying? On December 30th, Wu Jinghong, a member of Hong Kong's Legislative Council, proposed adding Bitcoin to its national reserves for financial stability. GX Huang, I think that is, GX Huang, pointed to smaller nations like El Salvador and Bhutan, I think that is, which have already adopted Bitcoin reserves as examples for Hong Kong to follow. All these different countries, all these countries that got Bitcoin, they should recruit people that have Bitcoin to come live there. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, me and Izzy was supposed to go live today, but I think he was tired. So, you know what I'm saying? Izzy be going hard in the paint. Yeah, so, bro, facts. If y'all agree with Frozen, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Frozen said, we've been through the analog to the digital to the metaverse. Gen X, bro, facts. Facts. We've seen all the great athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the world-changing technologies. Our entire lifespan has literally been like one of the golden eras of the human pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? GX Huang also noted the market impact of the January approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs by the United States, which has bolstered institutional adoption. He also said that U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's proposal to make a Bitcoin strategic reserve asset could impact traditional markets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't even gotten done yet, and it's impacting the markets. I mean, literally, that's what everybody is talking about. Well, not everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody, right? Bitcoin proponents like Strike CEO Jack Mallers said that Trump might issue an executive order designating Bitcoin as a reserve asset for the United States. What happens to Bitcoin on that day? Similarly, in Germany, the Free Democrat Party has expressed openness to adopting Bitcoin as a reserve asset. The FDP's platform for the 2025 elections supports the use of distributed ledger technology and suggests the European Central Bank and the German Bundesbank consider Bitcoin to strengthen resilience of the European monetary system. You're talking about now what you're talking about. Now what you're talking about is all of these countries using Bitcoin as a security mechanism to stabilize their economy. And this is an asset that these countries seek out, and we have some of it. Wait till they start coming up with strategic when they can't get any more, right? When they can't get any more Bitcoin, wait till the countries start coming up with strategic liquidity reserves or strategic Bitcoin loans, and they'll pay us to hold our Bitcoin so that they can just say that they have it. Bruh. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, the specialist, bro. I appreciate it. We getting towards that goal, man. That's what's good. Make sure y'all show the specialist some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for the specialist for funding the organization. He said, "Cook, bro. What you want? Cat or dog?" You know what I'm saying? You want some good meme home cooking? You want some good meme home cooking? What you want? Cat or dog?
In Springfield,
don't push me, ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the. Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels. Have you seen Garfield? Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me when my cat is coughing up like a hairball. I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit. Thought overseas where they said Hello Kitty, but it ain't there, it's right here in your city. When I turn my back, now the cat goes missing in the where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he flipping at? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And they got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat. Got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat.
they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat.
Drop that cat.
Definitely appreciate it, bro. Definitely appreciate it. We got something up on that goal, man. That is what is good. So now here it says Christian Lindner, Germany's former finance minister and leader of the FDP, criticized the German government for missing crypto opportunities and innovations. Man, look, now it's about to, man, everybody about to get in trouble now. Everybody's about to get in trouble now. Everybody who who steered people away from crypto and everybody who's not involved in crypto, they about to get the fingers pointed at them. They about to get the fingers pointed at them. Rightfully so, they should. Breaking: former German finance minister Lindner speaks about the potential of Bitcoin in the German Bundestag. Now, yeah, I was about to say they didn't have the video up there, but we wouldn't have been able to understand it anyway. Lindner said that he had not heard a discussion about a crypto-friendly policy being implemented in the U.S. and how Germany could also gain the advantages Bitcoin could bring. The ex-finance minister described this as a failure, emphasizing that they are missing out on this opportunity. Now, you know, I wouldn't disagree with that. It's an absolute failure. If you guys would agree, that's a failure. Give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, they'll be made fun of for people who didn't buy Bitcoin, and Germany will be made fun of indefinitely for the rest of human history. Because not buying Bitcoin before all of the massive strategic reserve purchases are taking place, that's a monumental ball dropping. That's a monumental ball dropping. If you guys would agree that that's a monumental ball dropping, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think that it's a monumental ball dropping, then give me a thumbs down. Let me see something real quick. We're going to take a look at this video right here. Bitcoin prices could reignite in 2025 from DeFi uses. Now, we talked about DeFi before, right? How much money is supposed to go into the DeFi market next year? Shout out to Cameron. What's good with it, bro? What is the venture capital infusion into DeFi next year? Let me know. What's that going to do for your portfolio?
And we're going to keep talking about crypto right now because, of course, it hit a lot of milestones in 2024. Bitcoin surpassed 100,000 on the back of President-elect Trump's election victory. But Bitcoin is having a little bit of a fizzle to end the year. So what could be next for crypto as we move into the new year? Joining us now, Joe McCann, founder, CEO, and CIO at Asymmetric, and sticking with us, Steve Sosnick, chief strategist at Interactive Brokers. Joe, thanks for being here. You probably just heard the tail end of our conversation about MicroStrategy and its strategy this year, which is also something that's sort of been a hallmark, I guess, and has gotten a lot of attention here in 2024. So we saw the huge run up in Bitcoin in anticipation of, and then in reaction to Donald Trump's victory. When he actually takes office, are we going to see any kind of a sell the news, or what? How much do you think Bitcoin will be reactive to policy changes?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, Julie. So I think first, for 2024, there were three major catalysts. First being the ETF, second being the Fed's easing policy, and then third, of course, the election. So the obvious question is, well, when Trump actually comes into office, what happens to the price of Bitcoin? Are things already priced in? And what we're seeing in the options markets, there's a significant amount of open interest for the end of January strike, as well as pretty elevated vol structures for end of January. What that suggests is that people are anticipating a run up in price again. And we saw this happen with the ETFs in January of this year. Subsequently, there was a pullback. That should be expected. I think the key thing to understand with crypto or Bitcoin in general is a very volatile asset class. Now, the volatility is starting to subside because it's becoming more mature. So as we move into 2025, we expect continued institutional adoption, as well as some of the potential wild cards like a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That could actually
hitting that gold. That's what's good. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. I appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Make sure you guys show Brooklyn Queen some love. Please throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you.
actually have a meaningful impact on the price of Bitcoin.
Hi, this is Steve Sosnick here. So my question then becomes, do we see a real use case for Bitcoin in 2025, other than potentially an investment tool? Or
now, we watched this the other day, right? And it's just fascinating to me that this guy just this guy asked, "Is there a use case for Bitcoin in 2025?" Like, that is wild. That is wild. But hey, it is what it is, man.
strategic reserve or something of that matter. The blockchain has been promised to us for years, and Bitcoin, of course, is sort of the initial, flowering of the blockchain. Do you see a use case other than as an investment vehicle or as an asset?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a fair question, Steve, right? Look, Bitcoin is the kind of genesis of blockchain-based technology, and it has pretty much supplanted itself as digital gold. I think that is a very valuable concept for investors because gold's been.
Now, I want you guys to understand, right? We have enough evidence all over the channel, evidence all over news clips, all online. Anybody who is saying Bitcoin is a scam, anybody who is saying that Bitcoin is not legitimate, anybody who's saying that Bitcoin is not real, it's not a real thing, they are lying. And you have to ask yourself the question, how accepting of liars are you? If you're accepting of liars, if that's something that's okay with you, if you're willing to make concessions about that because of your personal ethics system or your personal dedication to particular people, that's your choice. Just understand that that's what you're doing. Just understand that that's what you're doing. And another question that you should ask yourself is, I'm watching clear-cut evidence of this every day, yet this person is lying. What's the motive? What's the motive?
Been around for hundreds of years as, an inflation hedge or a hedge against financial stress. At Asymmetric, we actually are a venture capital fund as well, and we invest in specifically out of a fund in early stage companies that are building on Bitcoin. So there's actually
facts. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said Da Vinci proved that Bitcoin is real. Bro, facts. Not only did Da Vinci prove that Bitcoin is real, he told people just $1 freaking dollar. Do you see what they did? They did the same thing to Da Vinci that they do to me. And then still cry about wealth, jobs, all this other nonsense. Crying about it. Crying. Tears. Salty tears. Right. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said they are ignorant, the type to avoid Bitcoin but gamble on sports and go play the pick 4. It's ridiculous.
Actually a proliferation of companies that are utilizing Bitcoin at the settlement layer to build interesting, call them decentralized financial products that currently exist in places like Ethereum and Solana. Now, the big difference is other chains are well ahead of Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin has the largest, market cap, and the value associated with Bitcoin is yet to kind of feed into some of these new DeFi applications. But there's been a tremendous amount of developer activity that's
I want y'all to understand, understand this. When you're watching these live streams, do you guys notice when it comes to other live streams, I mean, the chats just go crazy. I mean, everybody is saying everything all at one time, right? But when it comes to these live streams, in most cases, it's only the regular people that really chat a lot. Nobody really else ever says anything. That is evidence of the extreme knowledge gap and common sense gap that exists. Because when people know stuff, they can't shut up. When people don't know stuff, they do shut up. One of the reasons why people would not be able to maneuver through this and come out in a good place at the end of it is because they literally, honestly, have no idea what's going on at all. None. Zero. They are completely unaware of the present situations in front of them while talking like experts about everything. Like, make it make sense.
happen in the Bitcoin space. So I think you'll see actually a number of use cases. You mentioned potentially Michael Saylor lending his Bitcoin. Well, there are protocols now that already exist for Bitcoin lending. This is just an example of the type of innovation that is going to continue to come with real use cases on Bitcoin in 2025.
Joe, we've talked to a lot of folks about policy changes that could come, and a lot of that policy change has to do with getting out of the way, it seems like, on the part of regulators. What changes are you expecting for those businesses that you're investing in? Because it seems like you've been...
Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug nailed it. That's it. That's exactly what it is. Win Lose a Rug said, you're not roasting anyone, bro, or talking about something that happened to us. Bro, facts. Again, remember when I told y'all it was two monoliths? I'm telling you, like, these people that think that they're anti-Democrats, they under quality control too. They're under quality control too. The only thing that they can meaningfully, and it's not even meaningful, but the only thing that they can meaningfully discuss is their perception of some type of event that they think was meant to harm them. And again, that's one of the reasons why I keep hammering on this, because in 10 years, when people say we weren't told or we were locked out of this, how? Who didn't tell you? Who locked you out? Who locked you out? There's not going to be any black and white pictures of anybody guarding any cold wallets saying you can't get your Bitcoin. None of those. That's not going to exist. So then what happens? Then what happens? Yeah, shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said, y'all ever be in a bodega or a liquor store and watch people buying hundreds of dollars worth of lottery tickets? I'm like, bro, y'all could just buy some Bitcoin and call it a day. Put it up on Cash App and keep it pushing. It's wild. Or they'll go to Vegas and they're not going to Vegas to have a good time. They're going to Vegas to try to gamble to pay their rent. Like, they gambling out here to try to pay the rent. If I buy lottery tickets, Mega Millions and Powerball only when it goes over $1 billion. And the reason why is because, I mean, why not? It's over $1 billion and it only costs what, like $3? If it go over $1 billion, you know what I'm gonna buy. If I win, you already know what I'm gonna buy. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to win that shit and go buy some Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how many lottery winners buy Bitcoin, bro. Hey, bro, facts. So if you guys agree with Win, Lose, or Rug, throw some flames in the chat. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. 10 videos a day of what happened to this black person. Swing back. I've literally said that ever since I came on YouTube, bro. Ever since I came on YouTube. And I guess, like, I don't know, people didn't believe me. Like, I'm actually about swinging back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really with all the woo-woo-woo. You know what I'm saying? I guess the woo-woo-woo is ad revenue. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said you're gonna buy cacao if you win the lotto. I'm buying the whole supply. It's done. It's a wrap. I'm a whale. Oh man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna be a Bitcoin whale out here. I don't even think it's possible to be a Bitcoin whale anymore. I don't think it's possible, man. I think Michael Saylor actually won that battle. I don't think in the current state of the world, with the current structure that it has right now, where the money is distributed, I think that Michael Saylor checkmated that. You know what I'm saying? He checkmated that on some common sense stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Already doing it, right? The companies you're investing in are doing that work. How much easier will it be? Will it not be meaningfully different? Or, what are you expecting?
I mean, hey, shout out to Black Free Thinker. Make sure y'all show Black Free Thinker some love. Black Free Thinker said, Happy New Year, Rob and chat. Yo, we appreciate you, bro. Happy New Year. This is the first day. This T-1. You know what I'm saying? T-1, bro.
It is by far the most bullish catalyst for the entire industry. I mean, the way that I've kind of described it to the founders in our portfolio companies today is forget everything you've known about the challenges with crypto's regulation or lack thereof. It is an entirely new world. That is a huge set of expectations that we do have for the Trump administration. But if you...
Bro, like Michael Saylor got it. Most people don't even know what his business does, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he got it so good. His business don't even have to. They could just come in, have a office party every day, and go home, and just that's just what they do, because the Bitcoin is working for them. They don't even have to do nothing. They could just have an office party all day. Just, you know what I'm saying, bring in veggies and ranch dip, you know what I'm saying, order pizza, and, you know what I'm saying, talk about a couple charts, play some video games, and go home. Like, they ain't even got to do nothing. Like, that's crazy, man.
You look at the appointments that he's put in place, these are real builders, folks like David Sachs, and even getting advice from folks like Mark Andreessen, bringing, I would say, just common sense to enabling founders, innovators, and entrepreneurs to build in the United States. And so from a pure regulatory standpoint, I think there's some basic blocking and tackling that will occur. One being the stablecoin bill will likely get pushed through. Will we see the market structure bill come to
Now, I haven't heard about this quote-unquote stablecoin bill. How many people have heard about the stablecoin bill? If you guys heard about the stablecoin bill, give me a thumbs up. If you guys have not heard about the stablecoin bill, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't hit that like button yet, wherever you're watching that, please do me a favor, take a moment, hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media.
a vote and pass. That's kind of TBD. But ultimately, what we're looking for is clarity. And I think some of the folks that he has put into positions at the SEC, some of the financial services committees, et cetera, are not looking to just allow sort of a cowboy.
I want to be like Mike. Oh, man. Want to be like Mike. That's hilarious. They're going to have Michael Saylor dunking a Bitcoin on a Wheaties poster. Hey, yo, that's a merch idea right there. That's a merch idea right there, bro. We need to superimpose a Bitcoin over a basketball and put Michael Saylor's head on top of Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And make a Wheaties poster of Michael Saylor dunking a Bitcoin into a into a basketball hoop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dunking over Elon. Elon sitting there like Patrick Ewing.
Like environment as it relates to crypto, but bringing common sense regulation so that crypto can actually thrive in the United States.
To that point, Joe, then where's the sort of the happy medium of regulation? Because obviously crypto grew up in an environment, when it was the Wild West and it had its first flourish then. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people, as it becomes more institutionalized, more held by retail, ETFs, et cetera, there is sort of a need for regulation. What, broadly speaking, where do you see that intelligent regulation ending up?
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, it is as simple as, are crypto assets securities or not? I would argue, and I think the entire industry would argue, that they are not. The CFTC has currently argued that they are not. We have had...
Now, I want to ask you guys a serious question, right? When it comes to your quote-unquote cryptocurrency portfolio or any portfolio that you have in your life, do you all have a quote-unquote income design? Do you all have a quote-unquote revenue engineer? If you guys do, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. Most people, many people, when they create their portfolio of assets or portfolio of goods, in most cases, they're looking at quote-unquote capital gains. Me, not so much. I've always been the type of person who likes to accumulate things. I don't like to give my stuff away once I have it. So I'm never really trying to sell anything ever, unless I can get a life-changing amount of money. And even then, if I've taken the risk and I've won the risk, I'm not really willing to take the risk to lose what I earned with my risk, if that makes sense. So I'm always really hesitant to sell. So what I tend to do is I try to devise a design that allows me to be able to receive separate income from the growth of the asset and create a target amount of separate income, like a dividend, from the asset. Now, my question is, how many people do that? If you guys do that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said, Rob, I'm definitely going to go the route that you suggested last night with that trust. Yeah, I would advise everybody to, bro. Facts. I'm glad you're taking that advice. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that your family is secure. You know what I'm saying? If everything goes as planned and everything goes the way that we go and we, you know what I'm saying, stay on the goal and we stay on that line, there's absolutely no reason that every subsequent generation of our family should not be okay from what we've built from now till, you know what I'm saying, the end. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's the game plan, right?
A lack of clarity from the SEC on this, where they're naming certain assets as securities, but not actually confirming that they are securities. So that aspect alone has a huge downstream impact on other areas of regulation. So if, for example, we find out that, say, the CFTC is going to regulate crypto as commodities, that fundamentally changes the landscape for crypto assets, and not only how they can actually be issued, but most importantly, how they can start to look like stocks. Currently, most crypto assets don't pay, quote, dividends, which in crypto we call protocol revenue, because of fear by the founders that it could look like a security.
Now, here goes the thing, right? He's kind of not correct about that, because a staking bonus, right? A staking bonus could be looked at as something like that, or a liquidity token that you get from staking, right? So, you know, again, it's always interesting when we're watching this stuff, because a lot of these people, they're wading their way through this stuff and they really don't know. You know what I mean? They really don't know.
If we get some sort of regulation around that, you may start to see crypto assets look much more like stocks that pay dividends versus what they are today.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Joe. Good stuff. Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, so there's that. All right, so there is that. And I'm telling you, like, I'm trying to get through all of this stuff, but like what's so crazy is that it's other content that I want to do too. I just haven't had a chance to do it. And honestly, I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I'm just more interested and motivated in this. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, this takes precedent. Like, it's all kinds of stories, you know what I'm saying? All kind of other content that you know what I'm saying, that we could be hitting up, and, you know what I'm saying? Plenty of stuff going on, undocumented. I could make 10 live streams. You know, like, it is what it is, man. I mean, like, you know, like, man, I'm feeling this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm feeling this right now. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I did how many years of migrant crisis content, right? I got how many videos of undocumented bros, the channel undocumented. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, and, you know, people watch that stuff sparingly anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to be funny, man, but, you know, like, I don't really be feeling like sitting there repeating the same stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts. And shout out to Frozen, right? Because Frozen said, hey, I'm with you. This crypto is finally coming to the front of the world stage. This is relevant, bro. And that's facts. That's facts. And the thing is that, like I said, you know, you got the false YouTube narrative people, you know what I'm saying, that don't know nothing. But, you know, people like Frozen, people like Shatera, people like Katsy, people like Izzy, you know what I'm saying? People like Get Noticed with Nikki, people that know me, like, outside of YouTube, that have known me for years before I even made a YouTube channel. Bro, I've literally been on this since 2017. Been on this since 2017. I haven't changed my stance on this at all. And I'm definitely not about to change stances to fit in with people. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not going to fit in. You know what I'm saying? When I have a bank account that all the money don't fit in a vault. So may as well get ready to be an outcast as it is, right? May as well get ready to be an outcast as it is. Hootie hoo! Tight like hallways, pimped out always. Bitcoin on my right, Ethereum on my left. Hootie hoo! Bitcoin on my right, Ethereum on my left. Oh man, it's that Southern playalistic cryptocurrency music. Gonna hit the exchanges. Better make sure you don't abuse it. Them prices getting high. High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I think I'm buying way more crypto than I used to. I'm just a holder doing what the holders do. Oh man, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. Hey, hashtag 20. Yeah, the perpetual 20, the elite 20. Facts. The new elites. It's all good. It's gonna be the elite. It's all good. This elite 20 shit is only gonna last till December 31st of 2024. Then it'll be the elite 21 million. I'm laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing at you now. They told me I was ugly. I would never crack a smile. Oh man, that's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said Izzy Bands. I don't know who Izzy Bands is. Who is Izzy Bands? Somebody school me. You know what I'm saying? We got to take a look at this and we got to see this. We got to look at this recommendation. Why the 60-40 portfolio needs Bitcoin in today's market. This is an article from Forbes. Now, I want to ask you guys this question. What's a 60-40 portfolio? Is that like 60% debt, 60% equity? What's a 60-40 portfolio? Sounds like some type of insulin for diabetics. Right? Hey! Buck, booyaka shot. Shout out to my man, John Guillory. I appreciate you, bro. We getting close to that goal, y'all. We getting close to that goal. You know what I'm saying? John says, it's time to eat, family. I'm up $500 today. Today is a good day, as Ice Cube said. No.
In Springfield. So don't push me. Ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the... Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels. Have you seen Garfield? Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me when my cat is coughing up like a hairball. I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit. They're eating the dog, eat the cat. It's a shame, it's a pity. Gone overseas where they said Hello Kitty, but it ain't there, it's right here in your city. When I turn my back, now the cat goes missing and where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he took with that? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And then the cat got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat. Got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Drop that cat.
Man, that is hilarious, man. That is hilarious. Oh, Detroit 313 said, I would say he'd be part of Purple Pill Spaces. Oh, okay. What's the Purple Pill Space? I don't even know what the Purple Pill Space is. I didn't even know that existed. That's like the red pill, blue pill. They mixed them together. They made a little hybrid, some grape flavor. You know what I'm saying? Some Dimetap. Oh man, that's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. What is this? 60-40 portfolio. Let me ask y'all this. How many of you all have a 60-40 portfolio? Oh, okay. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said purple pill simp in a masculine way. Oh, okay, I got you. So those aggressive simps that they like alpha beta males. Like the aggressive alpha beta male. Like when Ice Cube was like, oh, that's a female. That type shit. Oh, it's a female. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. I thought you was for real. See, what's up, cuz? Why you do me like that? You know what I'm saying? What's up, cuz? Why you do me like that? You know? Oh man, that's hilarious. So check this out. We got to figure out why Forbes has this article in here talking about the 60-40 portfolio needing Bitcoin in today's market. Now, let me ask you guys this question. What is unique about today's market where something like quote unquote Bitcoin would be needed? And what would it be needed for? And shout out to the little channel, man. Shout out to the little channel. Shout out to Tales from the Cryptocurrency Junior, man. They actually got people in the chat today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DC Precise. DC Precise says, "Isn't it bonds and equities?" I think so. I think 60% equity, 40% debt, maybe. Whatever it is a mix. You know what I'm saying? 60 and 40 to 100%. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying that Bitcoin should be introduced. That's interesting. That's an unforeseen variable, right? So let's check it out. If you happen to be a Bitcoin skeptic, you're not alone. A recent Pew Research survey found that 63% of Americans are not confident in the reliability or safety of cryptocurrencies in general. Now, let me ask you guys this question, and we should look at this Pew Research survey to see what they think. I didn't know they was taking surveys about cryptocurrency. Yeah, it looked like they got a survey about how Americans feel about cryptocurrency. This was from October 24th of 2024. Huh. Yeah, we could slide that over there and look at that sometime. Right? But when BlackRock speaks, it often pays to listen. Okay? In its just released 2025 Global Outlook report, right? Let me see what's up with this Global Outlook report real quick. And again, you know, one thing that I don't really understand, you know, a lot of the 10Ks and stuff like that, I read that stuff. I read a lot of that information, man. It's some very interesting stuff that they have in some of these. Global Outlook Products Guide. So they have what's called, look at this, positioning it. This is interesting. I'm about to show y'all this real quick. How many of you all have ever been to BlackRock's website? If you guys have ever been to BlackRock's website, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't, give me a thumbs down. We should really, really look at this. Hold on. They got this PDF file on there that's pretty interesting. I just put the link in the chat. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to put the link in the other chat. That might now we've been talking about the call-in shows, right? And y'all been killing it, and I owe y'all some call-in shows. That might actually be like good content for a call-in show to go through this this guiding the quote-unquote transition. What transition? what transition are they guiding us through? Building the transformation. You guys see that? Look at that. Financing the future. Mega forces, including AI, are transforming economies. We see capital markets, especially private markets, playing a vital role in financing the build-out of this transformation. Rethinking investing. This transformation raises questions about how to build portfolios for an ever-changing outlook. We think investors should focus on themes more than a broad set of asset views. You see that? They're taking that from crypto. Crypto focuses on a quote-unquote narrative and put more weight on tactical views, staying pro-risk. See, they're warming the person up to be, accepting of volatility. This is interesting. This is interesting.
Mega forces like the rise of artificial intelligence and geopolitical fragmentation are transforming economies. That means investors can no longer view the world in terms of business cycles or temporary deviations around stable long-term trends. Understanding the forces reshaping global economies can help investors identify unique opportunities. Our 3 investment themes as we head into 2025 are: number 1, financing the future; number 2, rethinking investing.
Now, you see, I want you guys to understand what's going on here. This is a mind game. This is hilarious. I identify this immediately. Financing the future. Don't be afraid of cryptocurrency. Rethinking investing. Well, cryptocurrency is the new face of investing. And be adverse to risk. When you see all that volatility on the chart, don't worry about it. Just let us put your shit in Bitcoin.
Mega forces like the rise of artificial intelligence and geopolitical fragmentation are transforming economies. That means investors can no longer view the world in terms of business cycles or temporary deviations around stable long-term trends. Understanding the forces reshaping global economies can help investors identify unique opportunities. Our 3 investment themes as we head into 2025 are: number 1, financing the future; number 2, rethinking investing; and number 3, staying pro-risk. Our first theme is financing the future. Sizable capital will be needed as the rise of AI, the low-carbon transition, and other mega forces drive a broad infrastructure build-out. With governments constrained by high public debt, capital markets will play a pivotal role in providing the funding needed. Private markets can offer exposure to broader sources of credit.
Hold on real quick. I just gotta see that again real quick. That's interesting.
Can offer exposure to broader sources of credit as well as to early stage growth companies driving AI adoption. Our second theme is rethinking investing. An ever-changing outlook calls for an ever-changing portfolio. It calls into question many long-held investing principles, including...
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug, crazy. Win Lose a Rug got issues. Oh man. Shout out to Frozen. Frozen said we are at the spear. We're at the tip of the spear of what's coming. We're so early, it's painful at times. And bro, you know how long I've been on this. You know how long I've been on this. When I was on this, really no one was hearing me. Seriously, nobody was hearing me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory says we're going to be the new BlackRock called Meter Coin Group because we are disrupting all the markets. Yeah, facts. Facts. I mean, you got... This is what I want y'all to understand. I've been making this type of content and like trying to get people to understand this stuff and see this stuff forever. And you got people that pay BlackRock millions of dollars to do this kind of work. Like they put that prospectus together, they paying them, you know what I'm saying, millions of dollars to do that. And the people that I do this for could have it for free at a professional level, and they snub their nose at it as if they can just go into the bank and get private client services. You guys see why I'm done? Like I said, y'all locked in, but that's it. Meteor coin. Okay, I got you. That's it. I ain't got time for it anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Putting the idea of a neutral benchmark portfolio, like the traditional 60-40 portfolio mix of stock.
If my people made me great, maybe people would know that I was talking about the MicroStrategies model before Michael Saylor was, or something similar, because mine wasn't quote unquote a convertible bond debt issuance, but it was similar though. But you got to play with the hand that you're dealt. And I don't care about all that because I'm going to win with the hand that I'm dealt. You know what I'm saying?
And bonds. As mega forces reshape whole economies, we think investors should focus more on themes and less on broad asset classes. And with a wide range of possible outcomes, investors may wish.
Now, did y'all see the little subliminal programming in there with the candlestick chart? Did y'all see the little subliminal programming? Don't be scared of cryptos. They don't hurt. They bring big returns to your portfolio.
And with a wide range of possible outcomes, investors may wish to reassess portfolios more often. Our third theme is staying pro-risk. We see the US still standing out versus other developed markets thanks to stronger economic growth and its ability to capitalize on mega forces. We recognize some US equity valuations look more expensive, but do not think historical averages are necessarily a good guide amid transformation. Valuations also tend to matter more for long-term returns than near-term ones. The bottom line is, moving into 2025, we think investors could benefit from viewing the world through the lens of transformation.
We think that they could view the world through the lens of transformation. Do you all see the psychological tricks in this video here? Now, again, right? I ain't mad at them. You do what you got to do to sell your project, right? Or to sell your product. But it's just funny being in crypto. I know every angle that they're using to try to warm people up to it because they know that the people that they're trying to sell these products to are some old school, ignorant people that probably are a bunch of trust fund babies that don't know anything except for invest my money for me because they never had to do it for themselves, right? So they're just giving them the script and saying, just, trust us here. I'm not mad at it, man. Done like pros, and they are the pros. They manage what, over $1 trillion in assets. Not mad at it. Not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. All right. So, yeah, it says in its just released 2025 Global Outlook report, the world's largest asset management firm lays out a case for Bitcoin, not only as a diversifier alongside gold, but as a strategic hedge against an environment where the historical stock-bond correlation is breaking down. Now, you know how everybody likes to get credit when they've been saying something for a long time? You notice how, people don't really like to give me credit about crypto? I just want y'all to peep the game. Just peep that. They got people on YouTube scared to talk about if they invest in crypto or if they support crypto. You might get ostracized from the clique. You know what I'm saying? For decades, the classic 60-40 portfolio 60% stocks and 40% bonds. So it's 60% stock and 40% bonds was the gold standard of diversification. When stocks crashed, they did during the dot-com bubble and global financial crisis, bonds usually rose in value, providing a cushion against market volatility. So see, this I explained this way back in 2017. You know what I'm saying? But we're in a new regime now where this correlation has become increasingly unreliable. If you recall, 2022 was the worst year on record for U.S. stocks and bonds. Okay. BlackRock identifies this trend and suggests that investors need to look beyond government bonds for diversification. This is where gold and Bitcoin come into play. Both assets offer unique advantages and hedges and diversifiers, but they do so in different ways. Okay. BlackRock's case for a 2% Bitcoin allocation. Now, imagine if everybody looks at this stuff and says, you know what, we're going to start allocating 2% to Bitcoin in every single retirement fund. Let me ask you guys a question. What's this going to do for the price? And shout out to Two Factor, because it was Two Factor who put this article in the Discord. What is this? What is a 2% allocation to Bitcoin going to do to the price? So now let me ask you guys this question. What happens if all of this stuff happens at the same time along with the Bitcoin strategic reserves? That's where you get those Omega candles and those God candles. Bitcoin's potential as a portfolio diversifier stems from its unique value proposition. It has a fixed supply of 21 million coins, and its demand is influenced by adoption trends, investor sentiment, and macroeconomic factors. In the days following the November election, Bitcoin surged above $100,000, with its market cap topping $2 trillion, just under 2% of the total value of global equities. Okay. Now, mind you, it did this by itself. Like, there's no like dedicated company dedicated to pushing Bitcoin. This is all just on its own. This is all just on its own. Last Thursday, Bitcoin tumbled 3.6%, falling back below $100,000 on the news that the Federal Reserve will approve fewer interest rate cuts than the market expected next year. BlackRock isn't suggesting that Bitcoin should replace bonds in your portfolio. Instead, they're recommending a modest allocation, 1% to 2%, to capture its diversification benefits without significantly increasing risk. In fact, a 2% Bitcoin allocation provides a similar risk profile to holding the Magnificent Seven tech stocks: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, and Tesla in a balanced portfolio. How can you, after reading this report, how can you with honesty say that Bitcoin is a scam? And now the experts are saying allocate 2%. Oh man, hey, shout out to Eric Jenkins. Eric Jenkins said, I've been trying to tell people about crypto, especially black people. They won't listen. Hey, put the monolith emojis in the chat. Hey man, forget it. Tell them once. Don't waste your breath anymore. Use the rest of your energy to just buy the dips. And when you get your mansion, make sure you never have the party at your house. The requirement is, if you want me to go to a party, I've got to go to the party at your house, and you've got to pay for everything. That's what you tell them, bro. You come to find out that these people who claim that they want something, they don't actually want what they say that they want. Don't waste your head, or don't waste your time or your life banging your head against the wall like I did and find out the hard way. The only thing that people want is attention currency. Pity and collaborative misery. Only obsess over creating your own prosperity, bro. If no one is on board with you to try to gain more prosperity and to try to gain more power and to try to gain whatever it is that your goal is, if they're not on it with you, tell them you love them and keep traveling. The worst betrayal that you could ever do is to waste your potential fueling the dysfunction, mediocrity, and backwards movement of other people while you're thinking you're helping them get ahead. And I can say that with 100% conviction because I'm guilty. But I tell you what, though, it's a mistake that I made, and it's a long-standing mistake that I made for a long time. And it's a mistake that I'll never, in the rest of my short life, ever make again. I'll never make that mistake again. And I'll dice somebody up like a wood chipper with some truth about why I'm the way that I am, if they care enough to ask. Just like everybody else should. I don't like sitting around in pity parties. I'm a competitor. I'm aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I like to go heads up. I don't like walking around with my head down. But it seems to me that there's a lot of people that do. My advice, stay away from them type of people, bro. Stay far away from them. Don't even pick up the phone when they call. You know what I'm saying? So this is very interesting. This is very, very, very interesting. A market cap that cannot be ignored. All right. Even though Bitcoin's market cap has fallen below $2 trillion, it remains the 7th largest asset in the world, ahead of Saudi Aramco and even silver. The global gold market, by comparison, is valued at 17.8 trillion, 9 times larger than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's growth trajectory is undeniable. Before its price declined, it took 40 ounces of gold to buy 1 Bitcoin. That's roughly double what it was at the beginning of the year. All right. So I want you guys to pay very close attention. This is how Bitcoin is performing in comparison to gold. Bitcoin doubled its value relative to gold in 2024. Okay. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now, how do you look at a chart like this? How do you look at information like this? How do you look at this and say, oh, this is a scam? Now, shout out to, we got to go back to my man Eric Jenkins, right? I want to actually dwell on this a little bit more. Eric Jenkins says, I've been trying to tell people about crypto, especially black people. They won't listen. Let me ask you guys this question. Why is that? Why won't they listen? What would they listen to? This goes into that paradox of villainy that I was telling you about. If you see all of the obvious evidence that shows that there's a innate desire to self-destruct, are you actually being a tyrant and a dictator if you stop someone from exercising their freedom to self-destruction? Or do you have some kind of quote-unquote inherent responsibility to do something about it? Yeah, Bitcoin will be multiple millions per coin. Yeah, possibly by the end of 2026. I want to know why people won't listen. But then they'll expect you to listen when they complain about being broke. I guarantee you that happens, right? I had to work 2 jobs today to pay my bills. I tried to tell you about Bitcoin 3 years ago. You wouldn't be working any jobs if you had got some. Like Da Vinci said, just $1 freaking dollar. This does nothing more than substantiate what I've always said. The world is correct. I don't know why a lot of people might have been under the impression that the world is correct is a unidirectional phrase. It's not a unidirectional phrase. It's a universal phrase. The world is correct. Everything, the way that it is, how we see it, is a result of actions and decisions that have taken place over time to lead us to the point where we are today. The world is 100% correct. This is the world that we made. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said people won't listen because they have convinced themselves that maintaining a crappy life is more important than the value of this information and the investment, which is wild because we do all the research. I mean, like, you know, like, it's just insane. You know what I'm saying? It's just, to me, like, I've always had to have such a full schedule and I've always had to rush and I've always just been under so much pressure to get stuff done. I've been so, like, the task orientation is just built into me like some type of, like, trained universal soldier. So I kind of can't get out of my programming, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't expect people to be like psychotic like that, like me. I don't have that expectation. I actually have very moderate expectations because I have such low expectations for people, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand. It just leaves me speechless. Shout out to Frozen. Frozen said they're going to be playing your Ripple videos 10 years from now. Yeah. If all the old, I wish all the old videos that I had was still up from back in the day. But I bet you they won't, bro. People don't never watch the replay videos and none of that now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna watch it. They're not even gonna know what's going on. The only thing that they're gonna know is that they're extra broke. The only thing that they're gonna know is that, like, whatever happened between all they gonna know is that something really bad happened between 2025 and 2029, and they just like, damn, like, I'm just broke as hell. What happened? Huh? Yeah. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said that slavery is/was a choice comment hit different. Hey, my biggest issue with Kanye saying that was the way that he delivered it and who he delivered it to and who he was around. Now, as far as the actual comment, there's things to be assessed there. Right? There's things to be assessed there. But see, the thing is that the old, outdated way that people are taught to deal with things. There's MK Ultra, mind control, monolith, quality control on people. So when they hear a certain thing, it's like they snap. They can't even they can't. That's one of the reasons why all they can concentrate on is if something happens. I'm not saying to not take care of business or to, you know what I'm saying, not retaliate or respond if something happens, but that's not everything though. The reason why people are never on the offense is because they're literally expecting people to do something to them, and their expected response from doing something is, I'm going to just whine about it. Listen, let me ask you how crazy this sounds. When we do the call-in show, we've been to watch this podcast that Michael Saylor had did. And Michael Saylor was talking about how, like, when people face resilience, you know, for the most part, you either fight or you die. What I find fascinating is that I've never really seen it where the group of people who deals with another group of people who may have harmed them repeatedly go to that group of people to somehow collaborate in fixing the problem. I don't understand that, and I never have. I don't understand that. I don't understand, after getting beat up by the bully, going to the bully and asking the bully to get you an ice bag to put on your, you know, on your wounds or, you know, on your bruises. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I never understood that. Shout out to Carlton. Hey, I will. I was actually thinking about making like vlog type videos, like, yo, you guys heard about Ripple? You know them type of videos that people be making. See, but then I had to start shaving, and like I had to start dressing nice, and like my braids got to be crispy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on that, man. I'm not no pretty boy light skinned dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't on all that. I don't trying to be all lined up and all that all the time for the camera. I ain't got time for that, man. I be doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I'll be werewolfed out here. You know what I'm saying? Like Zoe Williams. I be werewolfed out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got time to be sitting up there looking all lined up on some, you know what I'm saying, old design ass sideburn shit like Ludacris. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody on that. I be out here like the werewolf on them.
He going along with the fox shit. Don't touch me! I'm about to change on your ass! I'll beat your ass with my elbows! Werewolf style!
Yeah, see, I ain't got time for all that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, maybe, man. I used to actually make them little vlog type videos. You know what I'm saying? And I would post them every now and then. I don't know if I were to do that, should I post those videos on this channel or should I make a different channel? I've been thinking about doing some different type of content, like graphically, you know what I'm saying, besides just doing, you know, like the streams or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. For whatever reason, it's interesting. It seems like regardless of who makes those type of videos, those videos tend to get a lot of views, like even when, you know, people just making them videos. You know what I'm saying? But I tell y'all what, though, shit, if the things go the way that I hope that they go, man, 2026, man, a whole new live stream setup. Like, it's about to be lit. That's all I'm about to be doing all day. I'm gonna just have money. Man, I'm about to just sit around and live. I'm about to just sit around and troll all day long. That's it. That's all I'm about to do. 24-hour trolling. Oh, man. Galaxy Digital's Mike Novogratz believes Bitcoin could match and even surpass gold's $17 trillion market cap within the next 5 to 8 years. That's a bold prediction, but it's not without merit. As more investors, institutions, and nations adopt Bitcoin, its scarcity becomes more pronounced, potentially driving prices higher. Okay. Dogecoin, the fun alternative with real unity. While Bitcoin has established itself as digital gold, Dogecoin has carved out a niche as a lighthearted, community-driven cryptocurrency with surprising staying power. Originally launched as a joke in 2013, Dogecoin has since grown into a legitimate digital asset with market cap in the tens of billions. And they talking about Dogecoin is going to $2 by the end of the year. If Dogecoin goes to $2, it's going to have close to $100 trillion market cap. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said there's an AI program that you can upload your stream into, and it will automatically generate clips for you. I've seen stuff like that, and the software that I use to edit my videos, it's got something like that too. My biggest problem is time constraints, bro. If I need to sit down and learn how to do it. Once I sit down and learn how to do it, bro, I'll be all over it. You know what I'm saying? I just need to be able to sit down and learn it. I just don't be having time. If y'all saw how rushed my life was, y'all be like, man, how do you even be having time to do any of this stuff? But that's because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super duper OCD. I'm super duper task oriented. I'm like insane with time management, like down to the second. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be getting stuff done. Shout out to Eric. Eric says, I'm older, mid-60s. People that have 20 or more years with crypto are so fortunate. Bro, listen, the way that science is about to progress in the next couple years, lifespans are going to substantially be longer. You can bank on that. So, you know, life is like Bitcoin because you got a finite supply of time. But the benefit is you might have more than 21 million Bitcoin and you don't know. But then at the same time, you might have less. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, AB Promotions. AB said, Rob, unfortunately, my AI shorts are proving that people only want the F stuff. Yeah, they do. That's all they want. And they want to be fake outraged about everything all the damn time so that then they can not concentrate on actually getting something done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all they want. That's all they want is the fuck shit.
He going along with the fuck shit. Don't touch me. I'm about to change on your ass. I'll beat your ass with my elbows. Werewolf style.
Oh, man, that's ridiculous, man. That's so ridiculous. Shout out to the Reaper, man. Dogecoin's appeal lies in its utility for microtransactions. It's used mostly to tip content creators and foster online engagement. I never got a Dogecoin tip. Y'all can shoot some Dogecoin to my wallet if y'all so choose. Its low transaction fees and fast processing time makes it an ideal currency for small everyday payments. Unlike Bitcoin's fixed supply, Dogecoin has no hard cap, which helps keep its price stable for transactional use. Yeah, like what's interesting about Dogecoin is like Dogecoin is the exact opposite of Bitcoin, and it still has a purpose and a point. It's real interesting. Elon Musk, longtime support of Dogecoin, has contributed to its growing popularity. News that President-elect Trump plans to appoint Musk to co-lead the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, has added speculation and excitement. Since the election, Dogecoin has significantly outperformed Bitcoin. Significantly, all right? While it's still seen as a meme coin, Dogecoin's growing user base and real-world utility suggests that it might deserve a closer look from investors. There's even talk of a Dogecoin ETF next year. What? They getting out of hand with it. They about to have a Peppy ETF soon. You know, World Liberty Financial about to have a you know, World Liberty Financial finna have a Peppy Peppy ETF. Oh man, they want to have a Dogecoin ETF. It's just getting wild out here now, man. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, I still feel that Elon and Vivek touched a nerve last week. Who they touch a nerve with? That's a good discussion. We should actually talk about that for a quick second. Who did Vivek and Elon Musk touch a nerve with? I heard that some things was said. I was busy looking up crypto. You know what I'm saying? But I heard they had said some things. Now, here go the thing, right? We know Vivek always say stuff, and we know that Elon Musk always say stuff. Black Free Thinker says Americans in general, but the white ones specifically. Oh, okay. I seen a lot of black people mad about it, which I found extremely interesting. A lot of black people made videos about it. A lot of black people made videos about it and like internalized it like they were talking to black people. But I don't know if people remember, but I don't recall really when Vivek Ramaswamy has held his tongue back in specifically mentioning black people when he decides to go in. Same with Elon Musk. Shout out to Frozen. Frozen said Vivek went after the show Friends and Caucasians lost it. Bro, that's hilarious. I didn't know nothing about that. That's hilarious. Black Free Thinker said that's because black and white Americans are joined at the hip. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, it ain't nothing wrong. You know, when we talking about joined at the hip, you know, family, whatever, right? That's a different story. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like just the weird dynamics. Like, it was a lot of people like caping, like, I can't believe he said this. And I listened and I was like, this is interesting. There's a lot of people outraged that shouldn't be outraged because I just got this. It doesn't. Certain people, for whatever reason, and there should be discussions about the reasons, right? I don't think that those people were being talked about in that particular instance. This conversation here was for something else. And what's fascinating about it, right, is that people tend to not like it when, quote unquote, other people speak on, quote unquote, our affairs, right? But if that's an issue between Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, and they, you know, W people got gone in on by them, why is everybody talking about it? I mean, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, the people that's talking about it, the conservatives got it. They making videos about it and responding to it how they see fit. I don't understand the need to do the whole civil rights thing. Somebody had left a video. Somebody had left a comment on one of TD's videos, and they was going in on they was going in on TD like, you gonna talk about what Vivek and Elon Musk said, you coward? You know what I'm saying? They going in on MAGA and black people. MAGA and black people? That's a new one. MAGA and black people, huh? Who's on the front of that bus ride? I don't care about that shit. I care about that shit about as much as these idiotic motherfuckers care about cryptocurrency. That shit hurt somebody's feelings. Go get some hydrogen peroxide and rub it all over that shit. Yeah, rub that hydrogen peroxide on that shit. Then there's people talking about this HB1 visa shit. Isn't HB1 visa a document? So if Trump is saying he's going to mass deport undocumented migrants, why are people saying he went back on his word about migrants with documents? Because you can go to U.S. Customs and Immigration Services and an HB1 visa is a fucking document. Those HB1 visa people, they're not competing for the same type of jobs that the undocumented people competing against. You know what I'm saying? People that, you know, is competing to be a gold medal toilet bowl cleaner are not competing with brain surgeons. These are two different job classes. The undocumented population of migrants affects low wage, low skill employers or employment. The HB1 visa is a different animal that most people can't even identify. This is what happens when you just repeat talking points over and 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 over again without any requirement of fact check, any intellectual integrity, or any journalistic responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Frozen. Frozen said, I think Vivek is at the top tier of the caste system in India. And that top tier have a disdain for everyone, especially Caucasians. Probably. You know what I'm saying? Him and Vivek Ramaswamy, or him and what's his name? Him and Elon Musk, they got it. You know what I'm saying? Him and Elon Musk, they got it. Now, what I want to know is, if it's not supposed to be no coalitions and no shit like that, why do people care so much about this shit? Like I said, I'll be 100% honest. I don't give a shit. I don't give two flying fucks about that shit. Entertainment purposes only. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he said that? Oh, well. You know what I'm saying? What's the Bitcoin price today? You know what I'm saying? What's the Bitcoin price today? Extra butter on the popcorn. You already know. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said facts, like this little dude from Sierra Leone that taught himself how to reverse engineer lamps to light his village. Ain't nobody competing with that. Right. Right. I don't understand. Like, so here's my question. What is, somebody tell me what the exact comment is that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk said. And my question is, do people agree with it or do y'all disagree with it? All the time when I make the videos about the undocumented, you know, the migrant crisis and all that, I always ask the question, why is it that why is there so much competition for low-skilled, low-wage jobs? I see that as highly problematic. That's just, if you ask me, that's just as big as a problem as the migrant crisis. How are you supposed to build wealth if you're how are you supposed to build wealth if your strongest competition is for last place? Like, I see that as a big problem. And I've been asking the question about artificial intelligence. What happens when artificial intelligence is competing for jobs? Because artificial intelligence is going to compete for a wider variety of jobs and higher skill level jobs, possibly, than a lot of low-wage migrants. What I want to know is, why are there so many of us in low-skilled, low-labored, or low-wage jobs? Why is that? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, I agreed with it. America's culture doesn't celebrate engineers like that. The culture doesn't support it. I want to know why. I want to know why anybody gave a shit about that comment. I think people just gave a shit about it because they're so conditioned that they just had to say something about it. I don't even think they knew what to say about it. Just repeatedly, did you hear what Ramaswamy said? Did you hear what Ramaswamy said? Did you hear what Ramaswamy said? That's all motherfuckers do is repeat shit like a fucking parrot. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear what he said? Yes, for the 90 fucking millionth time. Yeah, I heard what he said. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said H-1B visas are bringing over software engineers that help keep these folks' Twitter space. Right. That help keep these Twitter spaces and their mouths running. Facts. Shout out to DJ Elmo. Carlton said the HB1 visas are bringing over software engineers to help keep these folks' Twitter spaces running. Bro, I'm dead. Here's my question, right? I don't understand. Are Americans who are qualified to do these jobs, is there documented evidence that Americans are getting passed over for these jobs here? Software engineers and shit like that? I didn't know we was the software engineer capital of the world. I know the place where a lot of them people come from is somewhat considered the electrical engineering and software engineer center of the world. But I want to know who's getting passed up here in the United States. And again, I'm not saying that nobody isn't. I just want to know who is. I want to know where it's coming from. I don't even know what the premise of the what is the like, I guess I'm asking, like, what's the premise of what's being said? Like, what's being said? And here's another thing. If you had bought enough Bitcoin, you wouldn't even have to worry about competing with no damn job. So there's that. But I'm curious about it, though. I need to go talk to my outrage counselor. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said it was people saying white men were passed up. The quartering made a post on X about it. Now, were they passed up? Is that what actually happened, or were they not qualified? Because the same type of person that said that they got passed up, that Mindy Chick's brother said that he got passed up. I think what it is that there's a lot of unqualified people for professional jobs in the United States. And none of these people who are talking about getting passed up, none of them actually got passed up. Most people don't have the skills to be an electrical engineer or a computer programmer. what I'm saying? There's not an abundance of those kind of people here in the United States. Honestly, it's not an abundance of those type of people in the entire world. That's why the jobs pay so much. So because it's such a rare thing, who's passing them up? Who does the court, like, where's the data that's saying that anybody, black or white, is getting passed up? Listen, man, when the last time anybody went to a hospital? When the last time somebody seen an actual American doctor? It's almost just generally understood that the doctor is going to be foreign, or that the college professor is going to be foreign. Like, don't nobody even expect that. And then it's kind of weird, like, when you actually see an American doctor or an American professor out of college. So we just going to act like that shit don't exist? Or actually, I don't think we're not going to act like it doesn't exist. I don't think most of these dumb motherfuckers even went to college before, and I think they too stupid to take their ass to a doctor's appointment, so they probably haven't even been in that capacity to even see what's going on over there. But yeah, a lot of doctors is foreign. A lot of surgeons are foreign. A lot of college professors are foreign. A lot of them got to take the English as a second language class, and then you go to class the first day and you can't understand what the fuck they're saying. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these motherfuckers is stupid, and they can't even pass their liberal arts classes, and then they want to sit there and tell half the story and say that they got passed up. You didn't get passed up. You didn't pass your class. That's what the fuck happened. Shout out to Rain King. What's good with it, bro? And somebody's not, and people ain't supposed to say that shit. The United States created a lot of this problem on its own. Outsourced manufacturing. Made it to where American people are, you know what I'm saying, the education system is not providing a lot of skills to be able to be competitive. Now you got people globally competing for American jobs. They get hired, come to America. This is just the chickens coming home to roost. And these sensitive, soft people don't like to hear the reality that they created, made, benefited from the whole entire time. Now you got people poking their chest out at you. And then what you going to say? What you going to tell Vivek Ramaswamy when you told Vivek Ramaswamy that he was the model minority? Now he's telling you about yourself. And then the people that say, stay out of our business, all up in other people's business. No one stands on business on any side of anything. These motherfuckers are all stupid. They're all the same. They're all dumb. It don't matter what side of the tracks they on. They always on the wrong side of the tracks and the wrong side of history. Why didn't anybody mention anything about HB1 visas during the presidential election if this is such a pressing issue? You know what I'm saying? Nobody said anything about an HB1 visa. And again, they wouldn't say anything about an HB1 visa because an HB1 visa is a document, which means that they're documented. The campaign was ran on undocumented migrants. Criminal undocumented migrants at that. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said it was people saying, quote unquote, white men were being passed up. Hey. I don't know what to say. What do you guys got to say about it? What's you guys' verdict? I see a bunch of people left. I'm not intimidated by no HB1 visa, motherfucker. I told you guys this shit from day one. I'll compete academically with the best of them and win and crush their asses. So I don't need to have the ring buffered for me to be able to knock somebody across the mat. This is, you know what I'm saying? I don't need that shit. Anybody who's been through college or a competitive situation, you've had to compete with one of these people with a visa before. I mean, I don't understand. I think people are lacking confidence because they know that they're getting dumbed down and they're not being responsible to maintain, you know what I'm saying, the activity and throughput of their own brain. That who cares? It's nobody's fault but their own. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen, man. I appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen for funding the organization. I definitely appreciate you.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
You know what I'm saying? The quarterling came out with a statement saying, "I'm here on behalf of all little Timmys." Which little Timmys? The ones that be shooting the school up? It's about time he came out on behalf of them and said something about that shit. But yo, just check out the pro-blacks, man. You know what I'm saying? Check out the pro-blacks. They came out in full force of defense. You know what I'm saying? You know, the pro-blacks came out in full defense of the offensive statements, I guess, that was made by Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk. They came in full force with the muskets loaded, ready to protect the plantation. Some of the most bizarre shit I've ever seen in my entire life. They came out with the straw. They was chewing on a piece of straw, and they had a straw hat and one overall strap flapped over their back. You know it was going down then. Okay, boss, which one of these, who done pissed you off today, boss? Go back in the house, Cephas. It's not your fight. Fucking pro-black coons. Strange flexes. Shout out to Carlton Way. We got to make a Netflix special about this shit. It's going to be something like that Stranger Things TV show and have a nice little catchy beat like that. It's going to talk about the strange flexes throughout history. A bunch of Steven from Django's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear what they said? Like, yes. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man. I'm sitting over here trying to build some dough. I'm sitting over here trying to build an empire and shit. These motherfuckers up here throwing spitballs at each other and shit. I don't care. Just don't get none of that shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Don't get none of those on my Gucci print Bitcoin house robe. You know what I'm saying? So now here's the case for a modest allocation. BlackRock's research makes a compelling case for a 1 to 2% allocation to Bitcoin. I believe this relatively small position can provide meaningful diversification benefits without exposing your portfolio excessive risk. Now, I just want to say this, right, to the white people saying that they are getting passed over and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I thought y'all celebrated Passover. Ain't that part of Christianity? That's some shit that y'all celebrate, right? That's when Azrael decided to let your baby breathe another day because it was some lamb's blood up on the door last time I checked. Right? You took one of them paint brushes and painted the door, and Azrael said, I thought I was going to gut this one, but I guess not. You know what I'm saying? And that sounded like some woke shit. Sounded like some woke shit. I thought y'all didn't like woke. Victim mentality type shit. You know what I'm saying? Get off that antebellum plantation with that bullshit. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and get better grades. You know what I'm saying? That's my take on it. That's all I got. Oh, man, that's my take on it, man. I don't know what people want me to say. Now, you know, you see the weird reactions that people make. Like, then you got people that just they'll just repeat the same shit. They talking to them like how they talk to black people. They talking to them like how they talk to black people. They talking to them like how they talk to black people. Okay, what's next? Anything else? Do you have a response for the shit? Is there something that you would like to address? Do you have a intellectually fulfilling rebuttal? Why do you keep repeating this is how they talk to black people? They're not talking to black people like that this time. Why are you placing yourself in the middle of that? We just want to be left alone. We just want to be left alone until we're left alone. Like, get the fuck out of here with that stupid ass shit. You want a motherfucker to leave you alone? Start talking about cryptocurrency or how to make yourself wealth. Motherfuckers will leave you the fuck alone for real. I'm saying. Start talking about wealth and prosperity. Motherfuckers will leave you the fuck alone quick, fast. Shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo said, Blacklight, do you think cryptocurrency will eventually be used as a medium exchange, e.g. digital fiat money, or just an asset class like a share? I think it's going to be a hybrid, bro. I think it's got multiple use cases. And I think that the world is just now starting to feel these things out. And I think that I could think of multiple applications. I don't want to put any out there, though, because I want to be able to actually put them out there for consumption, right? But I believe that there's a lot of things that can be done. You know what I'm saying? I believe that there's a lot of things that can be done with the crypto. I'm in love with the crypto. You know what I'm saying? And as Bitcoin's market cap continues to grow, that modest allocation could deliver outsized returns. Remember, Bitcoin is still a volatile asset. Hold on real quick. But so was gold during the 1970s when it was reintroduced to the free market after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system. I've been in this game for decades, and I know what that is over time. Volatility tends to decline as an asset becomes more widely adopted. Gold will always have a place in my portfolio as the ultimate store of value, but it is also important to stay open to new opportunities. Bitcoin represents a new frontier. No longer, and investors, and even the most conservative investors, can no longer afford to ignore it. This is what a professional portfolio manager with BlackRock said. He didn't mention anything about it being a scam. Interestingly. What do you guys think, man? It's still a lot of stuff to talk about, but guess what? I ain't got time to. Still a lot of stuff to talk about, but guess what? I ain't got time to. We're going to try to do this again tomorrow. Hopefully you guys show up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you guys watch some replays. Right? One way to get people to leave you alone is to start talking about how you can make yourself rich. Isn't that crazy? Any way to make yourself rich, not involving a lottery ticket, motherfuckers will ghost you. That shit's crazy. But that's what it is. That's what it is. We almost hit the goal. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the goal. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat. Shout out to the people who help contribute to the goal. I definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all show these people some love. Y'all already know, without no support, ain't no streams. Shout out to my man, the specialist. I definitely appreciate you, bro. Make sure you guys show Brooklyn Queen some love. Definitely appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen always showing love. Shout out to my man, John Guillory. I definitely appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show John Guillory some love. And shout out to Brooklyn Queen on the again. Definitely appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't liked the video yet, like the video. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, hey, okay, I'm fresh up out the package. Sign my deal, I pay my dues. Affiliated to this paper, I need freedom for my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping off just an unfamiliar coordinates. Hopped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red, it's not one trillion. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy, I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated, forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, you're right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Game recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang is different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound, got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron, better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas out ball it, block it, trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life, don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing, you do best not to test it. Yeah, you right, real all in my blood supply. Take it ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby, no co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer, my brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. If I say it twice and I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. You know, co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer, my brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.